I gotta love that it always glitches out all the time. Literally every single time. It doesn't show my webcam in the background anymore. It should. It doesn't. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Trash Mouse. Hopefully my audio is okay. I need to mess around with my mic a little bit. So it wasn't in the shot, because I realized it's been in the shot the past little while. And I was like, alright, let's fix this. So, yeah, that's what we did. I decided I was going to do a different type of going live post tonight. Instead of just like my standardized random one that I normally do. Which I think I actually kind of messed up my Twitter post thing now that I'm thinking about it, because it changes my username, but it uses the old thing. Hey, what's up, Chubb? How you doing, man? It does like the old one that I used to do. Or not, no, what am I saying? What am I saying? I changed my name to some silly thing for Halloween, right? But then I changed it again, and I think it just changed itself to a different. I should probably check that, because that's kind of whack. Doing well. That's good, man. That's good. I hope y'all doing well. Oh my god, Demkeys is actually stopping by tonight. How's it going, buddy? What you up to, man? Oh man, I gotta fix this Twitter thing, because it changes my username, right? So I made a joking thing of my the scary name I chose was Trash Mouse, CEO of Brutal Depression, because that's scary, right? But then I changed it to Trash Mounster, because it's like monster and mouse and mounster, right? So I think it changed. Yep, it says live Trash Mouse CEO of. Oh my goodness gracious, I messed it up, my dudes. I guess we gotta fix it. Not bad, man. Working on my world. How you doing? I'm alive. You know, I'm not having a great go, but I got an eyelash in my eyeball, so apparently I'm doing terrible. Oh my goodness. You know, those are meant to protect your eyes, not attack them. He protect, but also attack. But most importantly, I don't got nothing. Pick up slack? I don't know. I don't know what eyelashes would do in that situation. So let me change this really quickly. Quit your hissing, motherfucker. He's just trying to be a friend. Don't be a butt. Goddamn. Speaking of eyes, I got glasses recently. Really, Demkeys? You needed glasses? But like, you're beautiful. I thought your eyeballs were perfect. Are they broken? You broke your eyeballs? Oh my god, Trash Monster. Save. Alright. Now we're all good on Twitter. Fantastic. Yeah, I decided to do a new type of like going live post. So I was like, dope, let's set that up. And I've got like these little like card thing that I made. And it even has like a little QR code on it and like my URL at the bottom. And I was like, yo, might as well. Cause like I just found a QR code generator and I was like, if it links to my thing, and then it just links right to my Twitch, I was like, sweet. Someone scrolling on Facebook, they're like, oh, just point my phone at it, you know? Alright, I just gotta tell this person that, it's literally, I'm not even kidding, every time I go live is when I start getting messages. I've not been getting messages at all today. It's like, anytime I go live, it's just the weirdest thing. That's an interesting idea. It is. Here, let me throw up one on screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Image. Sure, let's just call it image. This is gonna be quite large, probably. But this is the one that I made. So, I mean, it works, right? Let me just reply to this person real quick, and then, There we go. But yeah, this is the thing that I made, and I was like, I think it's kind of neat, right? It's 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. It gives a little, I got a little blurb right there, right? QR code works. I made one for the Dark Souls 3 challenge run that we're gonna be doing. It's like a Bloodborne kind of challenge run, so I can't use shields. Pretty much is all it is. So yeah, that's what it is. So let me just get this out of here now. And actually, I'm gonna just hide it because I'm probably gonna need to show it again later because someone will ask. La da da. Is that what they're called? Visiting cards? I haven't used that word in a while. I don't know. It might be. That might be what it's called. Let me just click off of that. The QR code is definitely a good idea because you can store a bunch of info in it. So I might be able to do more. But the thing that I use, it just like links to a website. So, and I just set it as that, and I was like, "Hey, dope." Come on. There we go. Hopefully that person stops messaging me now, because I was just like, "Yo, I literally just started streaming. Like, please." Oh my goodness. What are the chances, though, right? Yeah. Well, how goes that world that you're working on, Demkeys, my dude? Considering that, you know, we never really talk anymore. Because I'm never online, and when I am online, you're not online, or you're somewhere else. What have I been up to today? I woke up, and I got my dollar store chow mein, and I put the water into it, and then I put it in the microwave for 5 minutes. I stepped outside for a smoke. By the time I was done my smoke, I came back inside. It was done. I finished preparing it with like the little, it's pretty much soy sauce that gets thrown into it. I poured myself a glass of OJ, you know, good old orange juice, and I brought that over to my desk. Sat here, I watched some YouTube. Once I was done all that, I was like, all right, cool. And then I don't really think I did all too much today aside from that. I played a little bit of Halo. I was doing some achievement hunting. I was getting rather upset with it because I don't know what it is, but I'm doing terrible, and I'm like, well, fuck me, right? But I mean, I'm 480 something achievements in, right? So, and almost all of those are campaign achievements. So I've got 94% completion rate, I believe, on the Halo or the available content for Master Chief Collection. So I mean, I'm not doing too bad. Yeah, man, that's what my day's been pretty much. Other than that, I went out. Or I smoked my last smoke actually as well. And I was like, damn. But they tasted like shit anyways. I mean, a beggar can't be choosing. Alright, I got them for free from my brother. I need to fuck. Is that Aaron? Oh my, I don't know, someone could have broken in. What's up, dude? Yeah, my old roommate's here. He's just stopping out by while I'm streaming. He was like, oh, what's that? Trash is streaming? I'll stop by. I'll make it better. Sounds like an alright day. Say hi to him. Troublesome says hi. Oh, what's up? I don't know if you guys heard that, but he screamed, oh, what's up? What's up, Treble? Yeah. What's good? Yeah, that's pretty much all I did today. I was just played some video games pretty much and watched some YouTube. Looked up some shit. And I smoked my last smoke, but beggar can't be chooser. I mean, I got them for free from my brother because I was like, yo, you mind if I bum a smoke off you? Right? And he's like, yeah, sure, just come on over. So I was like, alright, dope, because I didn't have any money, right? Because I'm broke as fuck, right? So I go on over to my brother's place, and he pulls out 2 smokes, puts one up on the dash, right? Because we went and sat in his car because, you know, it was kind of cold out, and we were just gonna chill outside. So, and so he pulls out 2 smokes, puts one on the dash, takes one for himself, and passed me the whole pack. He's like, you can have all those. I was like, seriously? He's just like, yeah, dude, like, it's whatever, I got a bunch. I was like, I dope, free smokes. They tasted so gross. Right on the package, it says full flavor. Yeah, I don't care how full that flavor is. When it's a flavor of ass, I don't like it. No, thank you. But yeah. Hey, mate, I've been trying to give up. The efforts are here and there. Nani? Trying to give up? Give up on what? On smoking? See, that's the thing. Like, I don't get addicted to things. I say as I have an energy drink in my... Actually, I haven't had an energy drink in about a week. I have one on my desk as a reminder of looking at it. And it's like, you don't need me, right? And then today I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get me some energy drinks so I got some high energy for stream today. I've been doing kind of good about that. I've been drinking a lot more water. Some coffee here and there, but, you know, I haven't really drank any energy drinks. Smoking, I just kind of do whenever, right? Like, I've had 2 smokes today. I'm perfectly fine, you know? I just quit it cold turkey when I don't feel like doing it anymore, so Sounds like what I used to say when I was younger. Well, I mean, you're not that much older than me. But no, my dumb ass just goes, I don't get addicted to shit, right? It's just kind of, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, it's whatever, you know? But mind you, I don't have any withdrawals or nothing too, so. But I just wanted to be a little bit more like pumped up. I think energy drinks and streaming, if I don't have one while I'm doing the other, I just kind of feel kind of like, ugh, you know? How old am I? I'm 24. Yeah, quitting can be hard. I used to be a chain smoker, quit about 12 years ago. Oh, nice. Was fortunate enough to have a friend who helped me through it. Yeah, see, I can see where the struggle is with trying to quit, because like my dad has been saying for the better half of 2 decades, like, yeah, 24. So for the better half of like 2 decades, my dad's like, I want to quit, I'm just not ready yet, right? And you know, he hasn't quit yet because he just knows how hard it's gonna be, right? So he just doesn't want to do it, which is, you know, also fair, right? I personally just don't get addicted to things, right? I'm just like, yeah, it's what I do. If I do it, I do it. If I don't, I don't. Like, it's not a big deal. So, because like I literally just, some days I just decide, no, I'm not gonna smoke anymore, right? And I'll stop for like a few months, and I'll be like, I'm not that committed, right? And I'll just have another smoke. But like, I'm not like addicted by any means, because like I can have like, I can't smoke a full pack, right? A lot of people that are addicted, they just have to go out all the time and have, but like I can smoke like at most like 8 a day. Sometimes I can do more than that, but that's only if, you know, someone's getting me chain smoking pretty much, and I'm like, I don't feel good, because I always get the head rush no matter how long I've been smoking. So I just, and occasionally I just get bored of it, and it's like, all right, time to quit. I do enjoy shisha once in a while, but that's pretty much recreational, and to me that is very different than having an addiction. Well, okay, so shisha and I think also hashish are also like, neither of those are addictive, I don't think. They're more of like, I think hashish gives you that little bit of like a head high, but that's about it. Like, it doesn't get you high, it just gets you like, all right, I'm kind of chill. And it's through hookah too, right? So it doesn't really hit the same. So I'm at 34, yeah, that's where I was as well. Yeah, so, but it's just kind of, it's whatever, right? Like, if you do it recreationally, right? Like, you don't need to. See, the thing is, I know a lot of people that base their entire identity off of either like smoking weed or smoking or drinking or anything like that. It's pretty much their entire identity, and it's like, bro, what? That's pretty insane. Like, I couldn't imagine that. My entire identity is based around being a dumbass, so I mean, which I guess they are too, but mine's a little bit more interesting. I only have a couple of days, and I still justify and compare it and try to convince myself it's not that bad. For me, it's the addiction talking, because I really want to stop, but my self-discipline needs work. Self-discipline is probably one of the hardest things you can do too. Like, that is like incredibly difficult. Like, I honestly believe that self-discipline is like the hardest thing that most people can ever do, because if you don't have someone relying on you, it's just, you don't do it, right? Because your brain's like, I can do it another day. It's like working out, right? If you don't have a workout partner, chances are you'll give up, right? Unless you make it as part of a routine, it's like that. I hope you're able to quit someday. Yeah, Treble's got this. Treble's, literally, I had one conversation with Treble, and next thing I know, this guy's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna get back into making my streaming really good, right? And what's this motherfucker do? Starts promoting all of his shit, starts going ham on everything, starts going like insane networking, talking with everybody. I stop by his streams occasionally, and all I see is he's got another person in his stream, he's got all these new people, like, he's just like having a great time the whole time. I'm like, damn, man, one conversation? I'm trying? Yeah, you're trying harder than I am at this point. It's gonna be really weird though, because I'm gonna be moving back with my parents. Unfortunately, don't want to, but it's life, you know. Everything kind of got twisted upside down, so it's what I gotta do. It's also why I don't got a purple light up above me. What is this, an ad? That can go away. But like, I'm unfortunately gonna have to move back in with the parents, so I was like, alright, fuck it, whatever. So it's gonna be really weird. I'm gonna have pretty much my setup the exact same way it is, but I'm gonna have my corner desk on my left, and I'm gonna put this cube shelf on top of it, and then I'm gonna reinforce my main desk, because it's just a cheap IKEA one, so it's got like that cardboard kind of thing in the middle, so it kind of warps a little, and I'm gonna put all 4 monitors in the middle of it, so I'm gonna have to reinforce it. I'm gonna put my dressers underneath it instead of using the legs, and then hopefully that will work. And because I'm gonna be very limited for space at my parents' place, I'm gonna be taking pretty much these white panel things. Hello, Noel. You as well. So I'm gonna be using those. I'm probably gonna need to buy more and set that up as like a wall off to the side, because where I'm gonna be is in like a downstairs like living room, like in the basement, but it's not really used that much, and there's 2 other rooms down there, so already other people that live down there, so it's like, all right, well, section off my area. So yeah, and then my just back from my desk a little bit is gonna be my bed. So I'm gonna set up my camera off to the side, so it'll be facing towards me in the wall. Noella's food and whatnot's also gonna be on that desk. So it's gonna be an interesting setup, but hopefully I can make it work. GP, what's up, bro? To build up to a business I'm building. Ooh, well there you go. Treble knows what's up. Moving out of this place? Yeah, unfortunately I got it. So, this long story short, well, the roommate, he ended up moving out, right? And you know, on peaceful terms. Girlfriend and I ended up splitting. You know, just wasn't meant to work out. So she's gonna be moving. I might as well move back in with my parents just so I can save money. Just makes sense. So, afraid I may not be a cool kid. What cool kid makes videos for YouTube? I don't know, PewDiePie? He's playing Amnesia again, so I mean, like, duh. Hey, if you saw a notification, that means you're a cool kid. That's just how it works. Only cool kids got the notification, dude. Oh, man. Just toss these back in my ears. I need to get me some earbuds, though. I miss having my earbuds, because, like, these are great and all, but I don't like not being able to hear stuff around me. And also, like, over my, like, I love Razer Krakens. As you can see, these are getting a little old. And it crushes your head a little bit too much. Just got back from Florida for a full week, got a break for a full week, but had to do 2 weeks worth of videos beforehand. Break was nice though. Well, I mean, it happens. I haven't posted on YouTube in like 2-3 months now at this point. Unfortunately, I really want to. I've actually, because I know a lot of you guys knew that I was going to be doing a Minecraft channel. I decided against that. I'm already going to have my main channel where I do like the how-tos, tutorials, and whatever random else shit I want to throw up. And then I'm going to have my Let's Play channel. And I've got the VOD archive. But then there was going to be the Minecraft channel. I was like, I don't really want to do the Minecraft thing anymore. If I'm going to do that, it might be a Let's Play thing. Right? Like a random thing I do once a week or some shit. So I decided to make it into Trash Mass IRL. So maybe I'll do like just random vlogs. Or like if I'm just like out and about and I'm just thinking of something, I'm like, yo, let's make a video about this. So I'm gonna be doing shit like that. It's not gonna be common that I'm doing everything. I need to build up to everything, but it's the plan that's in there. It also means that it'll force me to get out of the house more to make content for that channel. So the joys of having 4 channels, plus Twitch, plus needing to maintain Twitter and Instagram, because I got 2 Instagrams. By the way, follow my damn Instagram, because I got one that's called Halo_, or is it Trash Halo or Halo Trash? I think it's Halo Trash. Hold up. Hold up. Instagram. Halo Trash. Yeah. Hold up. Y'all want to see some cool Halo screenshots and shit? Go on there. Alright? There you go. I got all sorts of really weird stuff on there too. Like, I got like my main one, but that's just where I'm doing my Halo content. I might branch it out to doing other games too eventually. But for the meantime, it's just kind of like my cool Halo screenshots. What did I say? I gotta read all this shit. Don't watch much of Pew's stuff these days. Used to watch him quite a bit like years ago, but slowly my interest just moved towards other creators. I think PewDiePie is one of those creators that you either love him or you hate him. It's very few people that are in the middle of like I'm indifferent. But what I can say is his content varies so much, because he'll just sit there and be like, I don't want to do this anymore, and he'll just start doing something else, and everyone's like, I'm down for it, whatever. Right? He's ascended to that level where everyone's there for him, not his content, and that's what, you know, every creator should pretty much strive to be. Gonna be taking a break off for a month. That should be a nice change of pace. Started with Minecraft 2, of course, before I decided to change it to multiple games instead of just one. That's fair. Just streamer life. It'd be that way. I mostly just do chatting for streaming. This up here, I gotta change this sub goal to something else, because I'm gonna do Stardew Valley at some point, where I'm just gonna randomly play it, and I don't want to make it a sub goal. Maybe I'll just like do sub goals for certain types of overlays, because I really want to get back into making overlays. I have a great idea for one actually, and I don't know if I want to make it and give it away, but that's kind of what I enjoy doing, is giving stuff away for free. But I got this one where I really want to make, like, because I love Halo so much, right? I want to take the ODST HUD and make that into an overlay with like custom alerts that will pop up, and it'll use the sounds from ODST. I just thought it'd be a great idea. Let me catch up with all this. More of a chance to cover a lot of unique stuff. That's fair. That's true. Yeah. It's a hard life of no money, bro. I feel that. That is that is facts. You know. I need to get back to making tutorials on my channel. Never really stopped, but a bunch of life stuff just got in the way. Tutorials kept getting delayed. Yep. That's pretty much what it is. Like my entire life just kind of went, and I was like, guess I'm not doing shit. My next video though, my next how-to one is gonna be how to put like your you see how my chat is over here. I'm gonna do show how to do that for yourself while you're gaming, right? So you can have your chat off to the side or up at the top. You can see your whatever your alerts on top of your game, so you can do it with just one screen, right? And it's actually pretty useful. I'm not gonna do it the way that I was doing it because I found a new way that is super easy and I love it. Yep, the human condition takes a hold and it's hard to stay inspired and motivated. But it's a must to be productive or to stay productive. Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, you don't want to be motivated. Motivation is fickle and it leaves you real quick. What you need is self-discipline, which we already talked about earlier. Hella insanely hard. Like that shit is just, oh god, man. Most of the time I've tried to be an entertainment outlet for people watching, someone who people can enjoy and make others laugh if they watch. I mean, that's fair. Not easy, and I may change the way I do it in the future, but I'm glad with how it currently is. I mean, whatever works for you, right? My main thing is I like helping people with content and shit, right? So if someone wants to know how do you do this, I'm like, I'll show you, right? Or I'll hop up in like Facebook groups where it's just like, oh, I'm looking for how to do this, and I'll just be like, if I've already made a video on it, I'm like, I'm just gonna drop this here, right? And I'll just drop in the video because like super easy. Like my videos are like anywhere from like 2 to 5 minutes long mostly. Macy, what's Gucci, girl? How you doing? How you doing? It's been a hot minute, mind you. I haven't been streaming, so what's you up to? But yeah, like I just like helping people with stuff, and then the let's play stuff. I'm gonna do the game that I really want to record for. The first one is called Abzu. Yeah, that's how it's spelled. It's like a underwater exploration. You're like a scuba diver, but you don't have scuba gear. You're like some weird, like, special. I don't know if they're human or I don't know anything about it, right? It just looks beautiful. So I was like, you know what? That seems like a nice chill thing. A lot of people like putting on my streams just for my voice and they like fall asleep to it. So I figured if I can do a nice chill, relaxed series, people can just be like, oh, okay, we'll fall asleep looking at some cool visuals and hearing his voice. And there you go. And then my view time goes up. Also, every experience playing a game is different across the majority of people, so I want to get these experiences everywhere. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I like helping people learn how to do things. I like helping people out in any way I can. So some people that use me to sleep, right? Which I completely understand, right? I got apparently a really relaxing voice. Speaking of which, is my audio okay? Because the last time, I'm not going to trust TheImpQueen on this, because last time he said it was okay, and it sounded like fucking garbage in the VOD. So I'm not asking TheImpQueen. But treble, is like the audio balanced? Does my voice sound a little bit like warped at all? Because I realized that before, and I just didn't check it before stream today because I'm dumb. So I think one of the hardest things in this type of stuff is commentary, unless it's something in the moment or you have live audience. I've never had an issue with commentary. I can literally just keep talking forever. You know what I mean? Like my brain will sit there and be like, oh, we're talking about my experience from when I went to camp as a kid. All right. And then that led into, oh, my brother and I were playing and then he ended up getting stung by bees, and then the bees were like, fuck this guy too, and they went after me, and then I was like, oh shit, I hate bees. And that reminds me of the story back when I was 3 years old and I was chased by bees, and that's why I have not a phobia, but I'm terrified of things flying around my head, right? Because I was swarmed by bees as a kid, and I ended up being like, bees can't swim. I jumped into the pool. I can't swim. I was 3 years old. I sunk to the bottom. My older brother was like, oh shit, like, I'm not gonna let that motherfucker drown. And he was like 8, so he ran. He dived into the pool because no one else saw, right? And he grabbed me, and he pulls me out, and then he's getting stung by bees. I'm getting stung by bees. He throws me into the house, right? He comes in, he slams the door, right? We're like, oh shit, we're both covered in welts and stuff. And then, you know, that's the same brother that I went and got, like, smokes from the other day, right? And, like, I could just keep going, right? Like, I can, and that's all true stories, by the way. But, like, I can just keep going with talking because you just find something else to talk about. It just, ideas can, like, stem from other stuff. You know, because that's the same brother that I ended up living with for a little while, because he moved in with me with his girlfriend. right? And it was pretty interesting because like I'd never had that much weed in an apartment before, and I don't smoke weed, so it was very, very interesting. But oof, audio issues. One of the greatest enemies of content creators. Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. I'm not asking if it's issues. I'm asking about the balance. And Demkey's only dropping a wall on that. Talk about motivation. I need to get back to the grind. These efforts, your scene requires work. Audio seems okay though. Through mobile, no headphones at the moment. Hey, that's the best way of being able to tell. If the audio sounds good through speakers, that's even better. It means you can hear the music and it's not overpowering my voice. But yeah, take it easy, Trouble. Love you, buddy. I have no idea how it sounded like garbage on your end. Sounded good on my end, but my bad anyways. Oh, I'm just making fun of you. But that VOD, if you go back and listen to it, everything was kind of like muddy. You know, like my voice was kind of mixed in with the music. The music was just a little bit too loud. My voice sounded like it was too far away from the mic. So I was like, oh shit. Because my mic, like I pulled it closer just in case. And I even like lifted the gain a little. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, take it easy. Might have to try telling stories sometime. Most of my streams is telling stories. Actually, roommate or old roommate over here, and was it Dumpster Chinchilla that you went by?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dumpster Chinchilla. Him and we were talking about like spooky, scary stories for like almost a month. I think it was almost a month.
Okay.
Yeah, where we were just talking about cryptids, aliens, supernatural stuff. We'd have people join us in the call, and we'd all just talk about things. It was pretty dope. Like I actually really enjoyed it. Speaking of which, I should probably hop over into that call. In case anyone feels like joining me, because I know Hunter might, because it looks like, he's online, but he's away, so he might join. Hey, what's up, Snus? I don't know how to properly say all that, so I'm gonna say Snus, because that kind of sounds cute, and I dig it. Oh, hiccups kill, man. Ooh. I've tried somewhat of a different way of approaching that as well, kind of copying someone else right now, and the way they do it, but it's a test. Oh. Well, do you want to elaborate? Because that sounds pretty interesting. I'm always looking for new ideas, because if I can help someone else as well with it, makes sense to me. Mixing someone else's way of commentary with my own. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think I get what you mean. Like, I don't know. I'm able to ramble, but I try and make the rambling interesting. Like, the smart way of talking, in my opinion, is to not say all the time. It's much better to just pause for a moment, because people will be like, oh, there's something important that they're about to say. They just want to word it correctly. But if you're using filler, like all the time, nobody really likes enjoying that. So the way I see it, I just use my natural voice. I talk a little bit louder than, might be necessary, but it catches attention. And then we just all relax with it too, though, because it's louder, but it's relaxing. And like tonality, the way you want to speak comes out a little bit different when you pause. There's like, even I'm tempted to say all the time, and I'm sure you'll hear me say it occasionally, like, because oftentimes I'll be like, but we'll just, yeah, like, or if I'm really stopping for a moment to think, I'm like, or I'll restart my brain and I'll just do like my little mumble thing. But yeah, it's you generally want to like avoid filler, even like but the type thing. Yeah, that's even filler. I still do that. I just did that, but yeah, like is also a crutch word. You're right, and like saying like fucking all the time. Yeah. Who's the guy in the back? That is Dumpster Chinchilla. That's my old roommate who's just stopping by.
Hello.
Yeah. Macy says hey.
What's up, Macy?
And if he is making food, make me a plate. I don't know if he's making food or not, but yeah, he's moving. He's taking away the microwave. Yeah, because a lot of his stuff is still here. Oh shit! Really? Oh, dope. I ain't gonna complain about getting a replacement microwave. A lot of like, I'll be myself, and then I'll start joking and talking like someone I've been watching, mix it up. Well, see, that's really the best thing to do, is emulate other creators that you really enjoy, but put your own spin on it. Then it makes it more original, you know? Demkeys, I ain't saying that. Oh my goodness, guys, stop. I fucking and a lot. Yeah, but you could just like, my only understanding of what you look like, okay, that's not true actually. I know exactly what you look like. I've seen your Facebook. But like my brain when I think of you is like this weird celestial body floating around in VR chat. All right, so you're fine. You can and all you want because you've got the entire world behind you.
Oh my.
Strum.
Strum. What's up, Tom? You want to hop up in the call, dude? I'm just chilling in Discord. God, I got so much spooky stuff to do. And I'm quite terrified. Oh no, spooky stuff. Playing Emily Wants to Play 2 and Spooky Jump Scare Mansion for one. That's not bad. That's not bad. Yo, Tom, I appreciate that. That's 7 months old. Really appreciate it. Both equally horrifying. I believe you. I believe you. That Jump Scare Mansion will get you? Yeah, apparently. I don't really... I don't know. To me, it seems kind of like, oh, whatever. But I think I've seen enough people play it. That's probably why. It's a new thing I noticed today. K-pop emotes on Twitch. I'm sorry, what? There's what? That's a thing, I guess. Emily has nearly given me several heart attacks. Oh, I see. A joke about heart attacks with the guy with heart problems and has prone to heart attacks. Alright. I see. I hate that mannequin. Oh boy. Oh boy. What are these emotes right here? Oh my god. I don't know how I feel about those. That is... They're interesting, I'll give them that. There's something different I haven't seen before. Oh boy. Yeah, it's gonna be really weird though, having like, pretty much like a new setup. Like, it's gonna be the same, but it's gonna be different, you know? I'm gonna have my monitors the way I want. I'm gonna set up the iPad right underneath the main monitor. I don't care if it doesn't fit correctly. Hell, if I need to, I will take off my 4th monitor, alright? And I will just have the 3, so I'll have like my main one, and then the 2 tilted inwards. And I'll have that one off to the side or something. But I just... Maybe I'll even use it in the garage, because we're going to be setting up a... Like, I want to take some of my old spare parts and just build a basic computer to put up in the garage at my parents' place. That way, if we're ever working on something we need to look it up, it's already got... We got a computer in there, right? So I'm going to just use that monitor for that. Possessed mannequin that likes the dark and is like slender with a face. Not fun, especially paired with a weeping angel-like doll. That seems odd. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, Tom, if you want, you can join me in call, dude. I'm just vibing. We're just chilling. Ugh. That one went down wrong. That one went down the wrong pipe. Oh god. I'm dying here, boys.
You tell me to join the streams.
I mean, it's more people to converse with. Alright? Plus, then you don't need to type. You can just chill.
But I can type so fast.
He says as he's posted 4 things.
Hey. Just because I could not post a lot doesn't mean I didn't do it fast.
You know what? That's a fair point. But that aside, I'm excited because I get to do my first Halloween stream this year. Got a Halloween party, and sometime that night, we get to stream in costume. It'll be awesome. Man, speaking of costumes, that reminds me, I've really got to figure out that maid dress thing. That is gonna be quite some time before I can do that, though. And I'm super upset by the fact that because I've had so many issues since that subathon, I haven't been able to do all the subathon things, you know, like all the goals. And he just yodeling? Okay. Cat's just yodeling. The maid dress thing though, and the boudoir photo shoot, I gotta figure out doing all that. Because I'm gonna need to get a maid dress now, because we couldn't find ours. And you know, since her and I are gonna split up, I'm not gonna be living with her, so I won't have access to it anyways. So I'll just need to sort that out eventually. I need to figure out who can even take the pictures for me now. I mean, hell, I've got the...
Just ask somebody off the street.
Yeah, no. Like, I've got this little... Oh, where's the actual tripod thing? I need to fuck. Well, now I'm really confused. Alright, well, pretty much, I've got this thing that I can use with a bunch of lenses, and it's got like a little buttony thing that I can use. So, I'll, use that.
Subtitles, get some basic words really wrong, but it can spell "nani" to fuck correctly.
I know, right? Like, it can do not need to fuck, but it can't do like anything. Like anything else, it's like, yeah, nah. But not need to fuck, eat a fuck, that works too. But no, not need to fuck. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, I've got a little tripod thing I can set up, and yeah. I'm super upset that I haven't gotten all those done, right? But we will be on Saturday, provided everything goes well, doing the Dark Souls 3, and the challenge run is going to be a Bloodborne run. So pretty much no shields, and that's pretty much what it is, I guess. Like, I don't know, it's my first time ever playing. I'm not going to make it super difficult. It's already a difficult enough game. I'm going to be a snatcher from ahead in time. No
Rolling
weapons.
only.
Oh god, no. No. I've also went ahead and planned for 12 days of Christmas thing for December. God damn, fuck that. Eat a fuck. I will eat a fuck, Demkeys. Don't you even tempt me. My goodness. But yeah, Tom, what you been up to lately, man?
Working mostly.
Living the life.
You know, it's very exciting. I know.
Yeah, man. At least you got money coming in. That's
Yeah,
like,
it's true. It's nice. Yeah. I could subscribe to Twitch streams and not have no money.
You'd probably have more if you didn't subscribe to them, but you know.
Yeah, but you know,
he's like, yeah, but then I can't say
buying
snip
one
snap.
sandwich a month to sub to someone's Twitch. You know.
That's true. But then you also can't just hop up and in and say something like Stream Strom. You know, like.
Yeah. You know, it's very important.
Exactly. Still be waiting for FNAF Security Breach news so I can play him. Okay, I'm not a big fan of FNAF. Same for Bendy. Yeah, I don't know much about that either. Those just aren't really my go-to kind of thing.
Bendy I played through blind a few weeks ago, which I should have saved it for Halloween, but there you go.
I mean, there's more spooky scary you could do, dude. I said doo-doo. But
I want to play Phantasmagoria for Halloween if you ever played that old thing.
No idea what that is.
That one is an FMV game that was a horror game that caused massive controversy when I was like 14. And then now it's nothing and nobody cares.
Oh. I still want to like check out They Bleed Pixels. Because I heard that was scary back when I was in high school.
I have that game. It's not... It's kind of scary, but it's more like Lovecraftian imagery with cool platforming. It's not a straight up horror type of thing. You know,
I kind of want to do Call of Cthulhu now that you said Lovecraftian. Because that'd be a fun game.
I ran the tabletop game for that once.
I didn't even know there was one. So, yeah, I just remember a very long time ago watching a Let's Play of it. So, to be fair, FNAF is the game that got me out of my everything Minecraft phase. So I hold a special place for introducing a variety of games to me and not just obsessed with just one. Fair. I guess the only really games that... See, that's the thing. I don't really game much, but what I play to an excessive amount is Halo. And I think it's just because a part of my brain goes back to being a kid when I play Halo. Because I spent probably thousands of hours playing Halo growing up. Didn't matter which one. Though I have realized I fucking still hate Halo 2. It is garbage. I don't care what anyone says. The story's great. It's alright. It's better than Halo 1. Alright? It's not as good as Halo 3, in my opinion. And the gameplay sucks. I'm sorry. Like, playing on normal should not have me dying super often. Okay? Just because some fucking... Like, I'm trying to get, like, the par scores on everything. And for the majority of them, I'm pretty okay. But then I'm trying to do the Oracle, and the Flood are showing up. And I'm like, alright, give me a weapon that can handle the Flood. I've got a plasma, I think it's called plasma rifle. The one that repeats, it's like the blue thing.
The Needler?
No, that's Needler. But there are Needlers as well. They don't really work at all, right? Like they do, but they don't. The carbine barely does anything. The energy sword works, but it runs out so quick. And I'm like, damn, just let me get through this level in like, I think it's like 25 minutes for the Oracle. Let me do this and get this score of like 1500 or something. And no,
awesome.
It's just not working. And I'm like, I hate this, right? I just hate the Flood in Halo 2 because they just don't die. Halo 1, shotgun kills them. Halo 3, shotgun kills them. You know, ODST. If they were in that, I'm sure the shotgun would kill them, you know? But no, you can't kill them with a shotgun. It took 3 fucking shots on a marine flood. A marine flood took 3 shots from a shotgun. And then I was like, bro, what? On normal? The hell? Like, I don't know if my shit's just bugged, but like, that don't make no sense. He doesn't even have shields. All right, like.
See, I only ever played Combat Evolved, so I'm like half following you.
Oh my god,
Flood, I know that.
Yeah, the Combat Evolved is. I think Combat Evolved is the worst one. I hate Combat Evolved so much.
Oh, I had a great time with Combat Evolved.
You know, you remember having a great time with it.
I know. I've played it again recently.
You need to play the other Halos.
Maybe.
My favorite's ODST, then Reach, and then 3, and then 4, and then 2, and then Combat Evolved, and then, well, I guess 5 isn't the bottom. I'd say 5 is better than Combat Evolved, but they're just you know. But yeah, it be what it be. All right, let's get back to what everyone else is saying in chat though. Also, you were asking about my world earlier. I did, and you never replied. World's coming along pretty well. It started out as a really simple idea, but in an effort to make it look good, I kept adding more and more stuff, as one would. And now the world is pretty much my art piece. Pretty happy with how it's turned out, though. That's pretty dope, man. That means that, you know, maybe one day if I ever start playing VR chat again, I'll ask you to make my home world for me. I love robots and storytelling as well, so win-win. Fair. That reminds me of something, but I'm gonna reply to what Demkey said first, and then I'll bring it up because it's super interesting. Speaking of games that cause controversy, remember when Hatred caused a ton of controversy? I never understood that. It's a pretty simple game. No, that wasn't the game Tom was talking about.
I was talking about Phantasmagoria.
Yeah, Hatred was just kind of. I think people were just bored that week because it's really not even that bad of a game. Like, it's like a top-down, like, kind of thing where you just murder a bunch of stuff and kill things pretty much, and it's like almost noir-esque, right? But in a way that makes it look like heavy metal, as dumb as that sounds. But that's pretty much all the game was.
That's neat.
It's nothing that anyone hasn't played before, right? Like, it wasn't that bad.
See, like Phantasmagoria caused controversy because it came out like mid to late 90s, and it had like, it was an FMV game that had like R-rated horror movie gore.
Oh, that makes sense.
So people were like, they're giving this to the children, and like very, very clearly not marketing it to children.
No, the parents are the ones giving it to children.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing. The children are becoming violent because of the video games. Wow, if only there was a way for you to tell if this was intended for your child or not. Like maybe an ESRB rating. Who the fuck is texting me now?
Is it me?
I don't know. Do you have my number? Because I'd be a little concerned. Oh, it's not an important text, so I didn't even need to fucking check. All right, but that robots thing reminded me of something. I don't normally watch Netflix, okay? But I ran out of things to watch on YouTube a lot of the time. Because I'll just be like chilling. I'll be like, I literally am just getting recommended videos I watched 6 months ago. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. I already watched it, right? I got a good enough memory. I remember it. So it's just like, all right, give me something else to watch, right? And eventually I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just hop on the Netflix to see what's on there, right? And first thing that piques my interest is Ancient Aliens. And I'm like, I know this is a load of garbage. I might throw this on one night. But I was just kind of scrolling through and I saw this thing. It's called Love, Death, and Robots. And I was like,
I have to watch that.
I was like, well, this looks interesting. There's a lot of different animation styles in this preview. Watch it. I don't care if you're in the middle of another series. I literally sat down and watched it all in one night. It is so good. It's a bunch of like anywhere from like 5 to 15 minute long short stories. All like, they all look like they're made like, they're all independent of each other. They aren't even related to each other in any way. They're all independent. Like the first one is called 3 Robots. And it's about like these robots that are exploring Earth after everyone's dead. Like all the humans are dead. It's just robots walking around doing the thing, right? And it's really fucking interesting, right? And it's like 3D animation. There's other ones where it's like traditional 2D animation where it looks like it's all hand drawn. There's other ones where it's like hyper realistic looking. One of them where like people like fight as like monsters and shit. There's one where they're just a bunch of robots. There's one where like it's very existential but also makes you really think. Like, it's really, really good. I cannot I don't normally watch any TV shows or anything like that, but I cannot recommend it enough. It is so good. It is a nice evening. If you just want to sit down and watch all of them, it's a bunch of short stories. But There is a lot of the stories have nudity, a lot of the stories have excessive blood and gore, and a lot of them have like incredibly creepy looking things. Like the second story was super fucking creepy. Okay.
So I should watch it with my parents.
If your parents were into that, there's just a lot of titties and penises. Like one of them was really freaking cool though. It's like it starts off taking place before the like Westerners colonized China, right? So it's about like magic and stuff like that, but then the magic ends up leaving the land, and this guy ends up working on like the railroads and stuff, and like working on the trains, and then but in this universe automata becomes a thing really quickly after that. So it's very neat. Like there's robotics that are pretty much a new form of magic, and I don't want to give away much about it, but it's insanely dope. Like that one's probably my favorite one. It's it feels really rushed, but for like a 10-15 minute long story, I was like, damn, I'm so invested with these characters. And like a lot of the time I was just like super invested in stuff. There's one where like it's during World War II or just after, and they're in Russia, and there's like these demons that show up, and these guys, like these Russian, like, you know, USSR looking fuckers or Spetsnaz or whatever, are like, I'm gonna fuck these things up. And then they're like, we can't fuck these things up, you know? Like, it's insane. Like there's so many good stories in it. Oh, I cannot, like honestly, I really want people to watch it so we can talk about it, because there's so many cool things in it. And I'm like, I don't normally praise Netflix because I kind of dislike Netflix, but it's so fucking dope, and I'm pretty sure it's Netflix original too. Oh shit, Phantasmagoria, LMAO, people were pissed about that. Well, it was back in like what, 90s?
Yeah, late 90s.
Yeah.
People were mad about everything.
Those are the best part. The gore is the best part. I don't know about that, Angel. Story is the best part in my opinion. But how's it going, buddy? Well, by the time I dip, see y'all around. Alright, take it easy, GP. I will see you when I see you next, bro. But yeah, see how I can just keep fucking talking, and Tom's sitting here like, I was asked to join, and now I'm not talking. Like,
I know, it's fine. Now I'm just stalking.
Oh boy. Oh my goodness. But yeah, y'all should definitely check out that show. It's called Love, Death, and Robots.
Yeah, I've been watching lately The Good Place, if you've ever seen that.
I haven't even heard of that.
I would strongly recommend watching it without looking it up, because it is very easy to spoil, and people post spoilers everywhere.
Well, I don't mind spoilers for a lot of shit. Like, what is
this
it about?
This one, it matters. this one
okay,
also
okay.
But but the base of the story is essentially our main character dies and goes to heaven, and they're like going through, give him a tour, and then like a few minutes in the show you find out they're not supposed to be there, but obviously they don't want to go to hell, so it's just about them getting around that problem.
That does sound pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's a good
watching
time.
Ash versus Evil Dead. That show is good.
It sounds like it's just straight up like goofy all the time, but it's very well written, and it has a lot of like philosophy stuff in it. So if you like philosophy,
yeah, that's definitely that right there piqued my interest.
Yeah,
yeah, I've been looking into a lot of stuff, like because I recently watched all of Cowboy Bebop, and I'm really glad that I put it off for as long as I did, because I don't think I would have understood it when I was younger. Even a few years ago, I don't think I would have understood it. And I tried watching it a few years back, and something came up. I was only like maybe like 10 episodes in, 12 episodes in at most, and I just, you know, it was whatever. But I was watching through it, and I think it was a really good thing to watch when I did, because I was, you know, a little bit into it, and I kind of connected with like the main character Spike a little bit, with him just feeling distant about things, but he still tries to put on like facade type idea. And then, you know, my girlfriend and I ended up splitting up, and I was like, all right, well, I'm obviously upset about this, but, you know, like, I just, at the same time, I'm really, my brain was in a slightly different place because of watching this, and it sounds really dumb to say that, but I think it helped me handle this a little bit better than, you know, I would have beforehand. And it was like, almost like a perspective shift on how, like, the world works, and I haven't, like, obviously, I'm incredibly depressed because, well, I mean, I don't have a relationship anymore, but it's just, you know, it's part of life, right? And you just kind of, whatever happens, happens. So you can't really change it, so might as well live with it. You know, we're still friends.
You are dealing with his will.
Yeah, that's pretty much all it was, and I feel like it was the right thing to watch at the right time, so it just kind of worked out. Definitely makes me want to smoke a hell of a lot more, because that's what's constantly happening. Almost everyone on the damn show's smoking all the time, so I'm like, which really helps considering I just finished watching like almost a month back, I think, No Guns Life, and the main character and that's always smoking, and I'm like, god damn it. And I'm watching Fire Force, and Joker smokes, and I'm like, god damn it, there's so many people smoking. I should probably quit, but at the same time, don't really give a fuck. I mean, I'm here for
some non-nicotine stuff.
Well, see, I don't give I'm not addicted to it though, right? Like I've had 2 smokes today, and I'm out, so I'm not gonna go out and get any more. I was already at the store; I could have bought more if I wanted, but I don't know. It's just I don't know. It makes me want to, right? Because I see it around me a whole bunch, right? So, but luckily, I just smoke when I feel like smoking, not because I need to. So, but for the past few days, it's literally wake up, make my dollar store like chow mein, right? Throw the water in it, toss it in the microwave for 5 minutes, go out for a smoke. By the time I'm done my smoke, you know, it's done the 5 minutes and it's sat for a minute like it's supposed to. Take it out, pour in it's pretty much soy sauce, right? Pour that into it, mix it around, pour up a glass of orange juice, come and sit at my computer, and that is my morning routine for the past like 3 days. So like, but now I'm out of chow mein, and I don't got a fucking microwave no more.
You have to, I don't know if you have them up there. You have to check out Habitat for Humanity for microwaves.
Oh.
They're like a thrift store, but they specialize in like furniture and appliances.
Yeah, I don't need to worry about that because I've been moving in with my parents.
So there you go.
Yeah, and the old roommate, he's taken that microwave, but apparently he's bringing another one for my ex because obviously we're all still friends, and you know, for having it for here until she ends up moving, then she'll take it because obviously I won't need it because I'll be living with mommy and daddy and they'll prepare all my meals for me, so I don't need to worry about where my next meal's coming from.
Just gotta go.
Not that I want to live with my parents, but well, okay, I love my parents. We just don't get along for long periods of time, right? We could be around each other for a day, maybe 2 days, but after that, we're like, I don't want to be anywhere near you. So it's gonna be very interesting, but I feel it's also, I think it's more of, I'm gonna need to adapt to being around people that, not that I don't get along with them, just people that we have conflicting ideals on things, right? So I need to be able to adapt to that a little bit better. I need to be able to maybe read situations better. I need to, you know, understand life a little better. So space necessary even if y'all living in the same house. Well, see, that's the thing. A lot of my time is gonna be spent in front of my computer, whether it's recording my Let's Plays, going and editing a video, streaming, right? Because streams are still gonna be 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. just because where I'm gonna be situated in the house, right on the other side, the other roommate, because my parents have 2 family friends that live with us. They're both around my age. Actually, they're both younger than me, but they're family friends. They both live in the 2 rooms in the basement. I get the main room in the basement, that like the living room, so I'm gonna be sectioning it off with some of those whiteboards. I can't figure out how to move my arm like this. Yeah, there we go. These whiteboards gonna be sectioned off the room like that. So that's what we'll be doing, and it's gonna be a little iffy, but like I'll have my own space, sort of, right?
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, I'll be going out in the garage. I'll be helping my dad with working on the trucks because I really miss getting out of the house and working on things. I will also have access to a lot of power tools, so if I want to start making some cool cosplay stuff, I can, right? We're probably gonna build. We were debating building a custom desk, but I don't think we're gonna need to do that because this one will work. I'll just need to reinforce the back edge so I can mount my 4 monitors on it. Again, I'll probably only mount 3 and then have the top part for like my boom arm to hang off of, and I'll set up my light on there. That might be a little bit better. Another show I recommend, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Oh yeah, it's definitely good. I've watched a bit of it. I don't really like watching TV shows for excessive amounts of time, so I can't invest myself in, what is it, like 9-10 seasons or some shit now? But yeah, I definitely enjoyed it whenever it was on and I saw it. Okay, want me to leave since I'm not cool? Well, if you got the notification, okay, that you're cool. But I mean, if you're already here, I guess we just have to make them cool. Alright, how are we gonna make... I don't know how to say that name. Hold on.
Gobble Grunt.
Gobble Grunt. You know what? I'm gonna say Grunt's cool just because I like Halo and Go Bull. Okay. I'm gonna call you Grunt though because like I play a lot of fucking Halo and I love Grunts. So like, I'm gonna call you that. That makes you cool already. All right, you get to be. Everyone thinks they're short. They're over 5 feet tall. All right, so you get to be this badass little motherfucker. You know, he's like, I'm gonna fuck y'all up. Halo OG and Black Ops 2. I'm gonna say that's what I see when I see BO2. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, well, actually, so funny thing. I don't know if you guys know much about Halo lore, but the reason that the Grunts are always paired with the Elites is because at one point, the Grunts and the Jackals were forced to be around each other, and they did not get along at all. And then the Jackals were like, yo, let's fuck up the Grunts. And the Grunts were like, oh, hell nah. And then like fucking wiped out most of the Jackals. And then the Jackals were like, oh shit. And then like the Grunts were like, we're sick and tired of everything here. Fuck this. You guys are like the worst, right? And they started a rebellion, and then they started killing a bunch of the Elites. And the Grunts were able to hold their own against the Elites because they outnumbered them, but they were also good warriors. And the only way that they stopped the Grunts was by glassing half of their home planet and seeing most of their population disappear. And then they were like, oh shit. So that stopped them, but it gave them the recognition of being like, you guys are kind of little badasses. So now the Elites were like, nah, we like these guys. Like they're with us now. Holy shit. So it's pretty dope. The Grunts are pretty awesome, man. They're also cute as fuck.
And yet they still just flail around.
Well, I mean, when you do see a motherfucker who is not... So here's the thing. Master Chief is a Spartan 2. Spartan 2s were the strongest of all Spartans. I don't care what you say, they're the strongest of all Spartans. They got heightened reflexes that are super strong. They're generally about 1.5 feet taller than anyone else, including like Spartan 5s. Alright? So he's not as strong as an elite. A single elite can kill a Spartan 2, strength-wise, right? So when this guy is able to take out a bunch of the elites and a bunch of your friends, I'd probably run like hell too, because he shouldn't be able to do that. That's kind of frightening. Halo 2s, or Spartan 2s, are not as strong as everyone says, but they're stronger than all the other Spartans, right? And the reaction time is the only thing that they have over everyone else, like even the elites. So respect of elites and other species. Yeah, definitely. Gonna go to the bar, then get dinner. I'll see you later, dude. All right, love you, Angel. Have a good one, man. Yes, they are. Yes, they can. Yeah. So like the Spartan 2s are definitely the best, but the Spartan 1s, like Johnson, are the only ones immune to the flood. Because we see in Halo Combat Evolved, Johnson gets covered by flood and doesn't end up catching or becoming part of the biomass or anything like that. So, little fun fact there. Spartan 1s are immune to it, but Spartan 2s and onward aren't. Because the Spartan 1s aren't technically like normal Spartans in any way. They're pretty much just super soldiers, but they're just heightened immunity and better reflexes than most people. Favorite are Spartan 3s? See, the Spartan 3s are okay. Because Noble 6 is a Spartan 3. And I love Noble 6. And I think it's just because Halo Reach is my second favorite. And I think it's just because they aren't quite as strong as Spartan 2s. I love Master Chief, don't get me wrong. I can't customize Master Chief, okay? I like making my character look like an ODST because ODST is my favorite. Because they're just people, you know? They're just like, ah, shit, let's do this. We're gonna die, but let's fucking do this. We're just elite trained motherfuckers, you know? So, but Spartan 3's like Noble 6, he's as my big up respect, especially George. Yeah, well, that's Spartan 5, but yeah. Or Noble 6, sorry. Yeah, because you meant the Noble team, probably. Yeah, I love Noble team. Like, especially, like, Reach has probably I don't want to say the best story. Because, like, Master Chief's story is still ongoing. And that's a big thing. ODST is its very self-contained story. Reach... Without Reach, we wouldn't have any of the other Halo games, right? So, it has a good story in one game. Yeah, definitely. Like, I don't want to compare, like, the Master Chief stuff, because that's an ongoing story that's probably keep going for quite a few games, unless they just want to end the entire series, or they just remove Master Chief and they just make him, like, an icon. Like, there's no way that they're gonna kill him off, and if they do, that is... Every game after that is gonna be you have to make your own character, right? Which I'm okay with, right? but it would just be
Did
difficult, you know, to
did
do.
any of the Halo games just have you playing as the regular Marines?
Okay, so technically yes, but it's a mobile game, so we don't talk about it.
Gotcha.
But that's pretty much what ODST is. They're hell jumpers, right? They're essentially just hyper trained Marines. They don't have shields, they don't have anything like that. They're just normal people. So they're just really good normal people. So
Imperial Guard of that universe.
I know, that's why I love ODST.
I know more about the 40K than the Halo, unfortunately, for this conversation.
Thanks for the follow,
You are
Senpai.
about that Halo.
Brent, thank you for following the trash. I appreciate the follow. Yeah, like, so you're talking about Warhammer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Warhammer. I played, I think 3, maybe 4 games, and I won every time, and my buddies that play Warhammer nonstop were like, how the fuck did you do that? And I was like, you just suck at war tactics. I just got you entrapped. And he was like, what? I'm like, I don't care what special abilities you got. It's war. We're just playing a game of war. And he was like, well, yeah, but like, I have all this. How did you manage to do all that? Like, how did you plan that far ahead? I was like, I tricked you into coming into where I wanted you. Like, it wasn't hard.
If I form a V formation and you go into the middle of the V, you're gonna have a bad time.
It was pretty much like that. It wasn't exactly that, but it was concept like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, pincer formation and shit, just getting them, and he was just like, I don't get how you did that. And it was my first game, and I was like, he's like, I have hundreds of games under my belt. I play this 4 times a week. How? And like, we were playing in what he calls his war room. He literally has 2 giant fucking desks that he made, right? Like, they're just big tables. Like,
they got like
custom terrain that he made.
Yeah,
he's got
the terrain.
thousands of models down there, right? He's got his own painting station down there with everything all organized and beautiful. And he's like, I just, how? How did you beat me? This is your first game. I was like, you told me my special abilities and I just tricked you into doing dumb shit. It's just a game of war. And he was like, what? I was like, there's this guy named Sun Tzu. You should probably look him up, you know, like.
Just pull out the anime glasses and go, you underestimated me. Don't do it again.
I even forgot to follow. Nah, it's all good, Grunt. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I would definitely hate if they ended Master Chief's story, but if they do it correctly, it would be fine. Because there's no way that everyone's going to want to hear this story keep going forever. I love the Master Chief story, don't get me wrong. 4 was kind of 5 was kind of but like, if they could do good after that. Infinite does look a little promising, but I am very confused as to where that place is, because they're saying it's pretty much going back to the roots of Combat Evolved, so it's going to look a little bit more cartoony, which I'm okay with, but wouldn't it make sense to make Halo 6 and just conclude that story, and then we go into Infinite?
Gonna make a Halo -1 where none of the factions have ever
Stop!
met each
It's
other.
made by Microsoft. We already know how bad it's gonna be if they start doing weird shit with ones. All right. Don't get them to go Halo X. You know, like, oh god. What is your favorite story game? Example: Halo, Black Ops, etc. It would get repetitive. It definitely would. Yeah. The favorite story game. I don't. See, here's the thing. Like, this is gonna sound really weird. Because it's very generic. Probably the Legend of Zelda series. If we're talking about it as a whole, it would be the entirety of the Legend of Zelda series. If we're talking about individual, it would probably have to be, can I do like a saga of? Because like, I like the Hero of Time story, right? With Majora's Mask as well included. So I would say that's probably the best, like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. That might probably the best story for me. Just because it's very, like, it's deep when you look into it. Like, there's a lot of depth to, like, Zelda games. And it also involves time travel, and I love theoretical physics. So, it's just, I think it's pretty dope.
Well, then, if I had got the game for you.
Oh, no.
It's called Half-Life.
Oh, God. See, I wanted to do Half-Life on my Let's Play channel, but then I just never got around doing anything for the Let's Play channel. Like, I recorded 3 or 4 episodes of Dishonored, but I never posted it because I just never finished editing it, and then it was so long between recordings that I'd have to restart everything, but then I already know what the game is, so I'd be like, alright, well shit, like, it's not gonna be a genuine first reaction again. So I think I'm just gonna wait a long time before I ever do Dishonored again, so I'll forget it, because if it's not important, I won't remember it, right? Just, yay, semi-permanent memory. So...
You could
like,
just drop a disclaimer about how you're lying about your first reaction.
You almost made me spit out my energy drink. What the fuck, dude? Oh boy. That would be pretty funny though. Just be like, hey, by the way, this isn't a genuine first reaction, but I'm gonna pretend it is. Nah, my main thing is like when I do my Let's Play series, I'm gonna want to do really like chill, relaxed games. Because I want my stuff to this is gonna be kinda controversial. So y'all know cryotic, you know? Not cryonic, cryotic. It's not gonna come up probably.
Cryogenics.
But, yeah, exactly. Yeah, he exposed himself for something. I'm not gonna get into it. Not my fucking problem. But the type of content that he used to make, where it was just nice, chill, relaxed playthroughs that he got really emotionally invested in. I feel like I would be pretty good at getting emotionally invested in shit because I just do, right? Like I will cry at sad parts of, you know, video games. I'll just be like, I gotta hold it in, or like an anime, and I'm like, damn, like I gotta hold that in, you know. But like if I let it out while I'm recording, I feel like that'd be much better. And doing mostly chill Let's Play shit, right? And if I can get something that's really story driven, I feel like that would be pretty good. That's why I wanted to look the first game as Abzu, because it's just a beautiful game that I feel like I can relax while I play. I was debating doing Hollow Knight after that, but that's apparently a super long game, so I'm not going to. There's just some other, like, there's a lot of like story-based games that I really want to do. Just because I feel like that's more where I'll fit with that, you know? My favorite storyline is Assassin's Creed, and Valhalla looks fucking amazing. See, I used to like the Assassin's Creed games. I really did. I loved them. Alright, the first one, kind of hard to play, but that's only because I played, my first ever one was Brotherhood, right? So the controls were obviously kind of shit, right? But I beat it. So, and I really enjoyed the story. You know, the whole Templar versus Assassin kind of thing, super dope, right? Assassin's Creed 2, I was like, alright, we're swapping to Ezio, this is great, this is fantastic. I know this character, because, you know, I used to play a lot of games in story progression, right? So I was like, alright, I know who this guy is, now I can see where he came from. Dope, this makes a lot of sense. Alright, the controls are better, great. Play Brotherhood, controls are even better, it's a lot more tight, feels great, I know the story, I love it, right? Very interesting. Revelations, fantastic, I was down for this, right? I'm really enjoying, you know, Desmond's travel through all this. Play Assassin's Creed 3, I'm like, yo, this is different, but I'm okay with it. You what? What happened to Desmond? I'm sorry, huh? The whole story was based around this motherfucker.
I mean, that's when I stopped playing.
That's literally, that was my last Assassin's Creed. I have not played Assassin's Creed since then. I literally finished that game and I gave up on Assassin's Creed because of that. I was like, I don't care. I have seen people play, like when Black Flag first came out, and I was seeing Let's Plays of it. Just the whole concept of how they go into the memories, I was like, no, I don't even like that. Just because of that, I'm not giving the series any more chances. Fuck that. I mean, I have access to a lot of the games through
don't
my
worry about it,
shared
grunt
library.
spoilers.
I haven't played Assassin's Creed yet. What happened? Assassin's Creed 3? Oh yeah, it's, wait, you haven't played 3? I'm not playing it. Do you want me to tell you what happens? Are you sure? Because it's a major spoiler. Like a major spoiler. Can't access it. Why not? Yes, please. So long story short, I haven't played any of them. Well, fuck you, Demkeys. You don't know audio. No, I'm kidding. I'm just gonna tease him about that from now on. So pretty much, through the first game, the second game, Brotherhood and Revelations, it's all about Desmond and being able to take on the Templars in modern day. And then in Assassin's Creed 3, Desmond dies. But in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, right, you're actually from whatever their name is, the... Oh god, I can't remember the name of them.
Abstergo.
Yeah, Abstergo. Literally, you have Abstergo, you're an Abstergo employee just accessing Desmond's memories. And it's like, what? Like, the whole point of the Animus was you needed the person. That's why they abducted him. That's why they abducted a bunch of people. Like, but no, now we can magically do it from a computer in an office. Nani the fuck? It's just like, bro, what even? Like, I didn't even care about, like, the whole that it was the swap to pirates. Because we literally went from, like, oh, here's pretty much ancient Italian dude. Oh, look, here's less ancient Italian dude. And then it goes to, oh, here's a Native American Italian dude. All right, like, well, actually, was his dad Italian? I know he was a Templar.
Kinda.
I'm pretty sure, whatever. He's half Native. All right, I enjoyed that because I'm part Native. And I was like, dude, that's my culture-ish. I'm from up north, not America, but it's close enough, you know?
Only 1,000 miles or so.
Native American, all right? And then I was just like, all right, cool, dope. Need a Reno. And then it was just kind of... The story in it was pretty okay. I was like, all right, this is dope. Oh my god, the guy I'm playing as at the start of the game is a fucking Templar? What? Oh my god. And then you plot twist. Luke, I am your father. Oh my god, my dad's a Templar and I'm an assassin. My goodness gracious. Right? And then you just, after that, it turns out his dad was an assassin, so the fourth one you play as Grandpa from third, right? Who is just some white dude in the Caribbean. And you're like, alright, I have a ship now. Fantastic. And it's just like, alright, I'm not gonna play that though, because the whole concept is stupid to me. Not the pirate thing, I definitely thought that was neat, right? But every game after that apparently doesn't even follow the Assassin and Templar thing, right? Valhalla apparently doesn't do anything with it. There's one of them where, like, what is that one called? The one where you're in ancient... is it still ancient Rome? Because weren't we already technically in ancient Rome? I don't know. You look like a Spartan, like the 300 Spartan type idea, right? I think, or at least similar, or whatever. Or Athens? I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. You're a dude with a shield, and it doesn't look like Assassin's Creed. And I'm like, okay. And then apparently this next one, it's like Vikings or something, of which I guess is cool, right? But none of it has to do with the Assassins and the Templars, of which, for, if you count like the PSP games and PS Vita games, pretty much, you know, like 10 games were based around, and then they just kind of threw it out the window, and I'm like, I don't got an interest. Oh, man. Yes, it is shit, really. Whales Pirates. Valhalla looks amazing. It doesn't link any of them, so I don't think so. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, none of them are really connected anymore, right? And like, the whole thing I liked was it was one cohesive story, and you're playing through Desmond, but you get rid of Desmond, and you got rid of the cohesive story. I'm in love with history, and my favorite part of history is the Vikings. That is completely fair, and I get that entirely. That is pretty dope. My main thing is my music isn't playing. What the fuck? It's because I had an ad and I didn't turn it back on.
Whoops.
But I just it's a troubling thing for me because I get really invested into stories of games. People think I know a lot about a lot of different things. They're like, wow, you know so much about anime. I'm like, no. I know a lot about this specific anime or this specific video game or this specific portion of history, right? Because I'm very interested in select things. Like, I have a very robust knowledge, but it's only, for most things, it's generalized. Other things, it's so in-depth, you'd be like, this guy needs to stop. Like, gotta head out. Been nice hanging with y'all. Hope you have a great rest of your stream, Trash, and I hope y'all have a nice day. Alright, love you, Demkeys. Take it easy, bro. Oof, I'm getting hiccups, and I don't like that. But yeah, I loved the Assassin's Creed games. I have the Assassin's Creed Chronicles, I believe it was called. Or the first one, the first Chronicles for PSP, and I literally got a PSP for that because I was like, yo, I see this game, someone's selling it for like $2, I'm gonna get that and I'm gonna get me a PSP, and I got myself a PSP, right, just for that game, right? And then I also bought Daxter because I love the Jack and Daxter series.
PSP
I mean, I named a cat after it.
days, right?
What?
I said PSP can't cost too much these days, right?
Well, that was like 10 years ago that I bought it.
Yeah, never mind.
Well, even then, it only cost me like $10 because someone was selling it online.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Mhm.
Not bad at all.
That's the way I saw it too, right? And that's another series actually you guys should play. If you haven't played the Jak and Daxter series for the PS2, do it up. Just play Jak, play Daxter for the PSP, play it's called Jak and Daxter for the first one. All right. Then play Daxter for the PSP, then play Jak 2, and then play Jak 3, and then just don't play anything after that. Because there's the track, like the Jak Racing, which it was alright, but if you are playing it on the PS2, use a different memory card because it's notorious for deleting everything on your memory card and corrupting it if you save. So
It's
don't do that.
Glitch.
Yep, it's a pretty bad one. You lose everything.
Yeah, I think that might be a low quality saving system right there.
Yeah, well, it was a fun game for how long the game would actually work, because there's one game that often glitches, and you just get stuck on the end screen of that race, and you don't get to progress through the game. And then, because it gets stuck saving, everybody keeps saving and saving and saving, and then you're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna restart the PS2. And then you go and you're like, where's everything on my memory card? You know? So...
Gone forever,
yeah,
sorry.
definitely didn't happen to me and make me mildly upset. It was only about... Yeah, I mean, it was only about 60 hours I had in Budokai 3 that got wasted, and about 100 hours in Budokai Tenkaichi 3 that was gone. And all of my Jak saves, and my Spyro saves, and my Crash Bandicoot saves, and my Digimon, and yeah, I still am not okay. All right, that was when I was 16, and I'm still upset about it. Like, I mean, 24, and I'm still upset. So,
like, you're gonna be on your deathbed and be like, "Damn, memory card."
Jak Racing. It was fun though. It was a good game. Like, I'd say emulate it. So not that I really condone emulating things, but if you don't want to accidentally lose everything, sit down and play the whole game in one sitting, or have a separate memory card just for it, or just emulate it, because then it can't fuck up, because there will be someone that made a patch for it. So, and then there's also another one like the Lost Frontier or some shit. That's garbage. Don't touch it. It's disgusting. Doesn't follow the rules of any of the previous games, and they completely change a lot of the characters' personalities entirely, and it's just stupid. So don't touch it. It's not good. It wasn't made by Naughty Dog, and it was like outsourced, and it was just dumb. So don't touch it. It's bad. Just I would rather sit through playing the original Jak and Daxter, which, I'm gonna be honest, is kind of garbage, but the story is really interesting. I love it. I love the story of that game. I love the entire Jak series, but oh god, the platforming in Jak and Daxter is just bad. Jak 2, it's great. Daxter, it's pretty great. Jak and Daxter, no. My cat's probably getting confused, like, why do you keep saying my name? Because we named him after Daxter.
What do you want from me?
He just runs around. What is happening? Who is Jak? Oh god.
Out of curiosity, you ever play Star Wars Masters of Terrascasi on the PS1?
No. My the only Star Wars games that I've played was this weird fighter game that was on the N64.
That might have been Masters of Terrascasi.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. It was
fighting game I know of.
I think it was just called Star Wars. Like, I'm gonna be honest. It was not. It was good for its time, right? But it was not good. And then I played The Force Unleashed, and those are the only Star Wars games I've played. I think I touched The Force Unleashed 2 when it first came out, when my buddy had it, but I don't think I didn't play it excessively. I think I might have done a level, so because we just went and played Halo instead.
That's fair. Yeah. But yeah, you said it was in 64.
Yeah, from the Nintendo 64. It's just a fighter.
Did it look like this?
Let's see. No, it was it wasn't. Sorry, I said fighter. It's not that kind of fighter. It was like a flying fighter, like jet fighters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
sorry.
Because when you say fighter, I'm like, I don't think there was any other.
I said the wrong
word
word
for that game.
Yeah, I definitely said the wrong word there. It was like a jet fighter kind of thing. Which is
Gotcha.
kind of weird that I love games like that, like jet fighters and flying around and shit. But I don't own any of those games other than like Rebel Raiders for like the PS2 that I haven't played since I got it. I used to play a lot of games like that, but now like even when I'm playing like Halo, I kind of hate being in the air, which is pretty much the same kind of concept. I mean, I'm not bad at it. I just I prefer ground vehicles in Halo, dude.
I think Halo models the ground vehicles better than its air ones.
Well, I think it's just because there's more of them, and that's why.
Because like in games like Star Wars Battlefront and stuff, where it's like, oh, they have air combat, and I'm like, But I picked up Star Wars Squadrons, and that game feels great.
Yeah,
so
I kind
it's
of
like
want to go back and play The Force Unleashed. I heard the second one wasn't as good though.
yeah, from what I remember, it was like one of those releases where they pushed it a little too early.
That would do it.
Yeah.
I just remember like really enjoying being able to like have different colored lightsabers and you're like Darth Vader's apprentice or some shit, and I was like, bro, what?
I need to finish.
And I was playing it for the PS2,
one.
so it was very different. Oh yeah, there's a new one that looks really good too, where you're like a Jedi Padawan or some shit that needed to escape, and then you just slowly learning your Force powers as you go along.
Yeah, Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was during Order 66.
Yeah, I picked it up and I played like the first like maybe 3 or 4 hours, and then I was like, I gotta play this next weekend, and then I forgot.
I mean, that's fair though. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. I've never really been a huge Star Wars fan. Like, I still haven't watched the new series, like the new ones. I think I watched. Yeah, I think I watched 7, and that was it. And I was like, I don't like this, right? Like, I'm sure it's good for what it is.
Yeah, I think
it needs to be self-contained, and that's why.
I think they would have been better off if they didn't swap directors around.
That generally does fuck with things.
Because like they were like, oh, people didn't like this first one, let's try swapping out the directors, and then they were like, oh no, people like this even less, we'll go back to the original director.
Oh no, but now he has to work off this other shit.
it just
I don't know, I heard there was really dumb plot twists in it that nobody liked.
That was because of that director situation, basically, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, that makes sense then. Yeah, I'm not I don't know, I've never really been big into Star Wars. So I've just kind of, like, I know bits and pieces. I know enough to get me by in a conversation. But when someone starts like, actually, blah, 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 and then they try and make you seem like you're an idiot because you don't know Star Wars, I literally just look at them and be like, dude, you're literally obsessing over space wizards with, like, plasma sabers, alright? Like, fuck off. Like, you're not cool. Like, because it's the people who think that they're cool because of it. It's like, you're literally obsessing over space wizards. Shut up. And they're like,
Actually, the Republic credit is a fiat currency, meaning you cannot directly exchange it for metals.
What the fuck? Yeah, I hate people like that. Especially, I honestly think that like Star Wars is one of like the most toxic communities for that, just because there's so many people in it that've been doing it since they were kids, right? And they're old now, right? Like people that
time to
there's grandparents that came out or that were around when it came out, right? So
yeah,
they were like
anything that's been around that long is going to have that problem, in my opinion. Like,
it's just a very toxic
obviously
community.
not always going to be true. Like, you're not going to find the toxic War and Peace fans community. Like, but for something like Star Wars or even like 40K or anything that's been around at least like 30 years, you're going to have people that were into this thing like 30 years ago and are going to complain about all these new people getting into it.
Yeah, well, it's just the ones that it's just people say actually, all right, like in a real sense, the people that just say like actually about Star Wars and they try and make you feel dumb because you don't know something about their space wizards. It's like, fuck off, like shut up, nobody cares about your fucking space wizard. All right, how's it going, Hunter? Welcome to the stream, bro.
What did I join in?
Yeah,
we're talking shit on like the neckbeards in the Star Wars community.
Yeah. Like,
because like I'm sure that it's great for a lot of things, but
see, like that's kind of me, but like I don't complain when people don't know things.
Exactly,
because like
that's time to educate, not put down.
It's like because I like to play the tabletop RPGs because a friend of mine ran a Star Wars tabletop RPG for me in like 2009, and it was a great time, and that was kind of what kicked off my more like interest in Star Wars lore. Because before that, I was like, oh, I saw the movies; they're okay, like, they're pretty good. I enjoyed those.
I think the main issue with a lot of people is the community became very, very toxic when Disney bought it.
Yeah.
Just because they removed a lot of the lore. Because, like, the Cantina Band, or whatever they were called, right? Their lore, they literally had lore because whatever his name was, am I allowed here? You are, you're cool, don't worry. What
I just
fuck's
looked
the
at
guy's
the
name?
title.
Who's the
I
guy
gotta
that
go.
made-
I'm not a cool
George
kid.
Lucas? That's his name, right? I think it's George Lucas. That made
George
Yes,
Lucas
Lucas-
was the
original guy.
on the original movies. He was
Yes.
the special effects guy, and then he kind of like took over as director later.
Okay,
So
well, whatever.
So the prequels.
When he was in control
director.
of everything, people were like, hey, can we write the background story for this character? He's like, do it up, bro. I don't need to. Right? Like, and literally, like, random characters that were in the cantina during that scene, right? Like, when they're like, pow, who shot first, motherfucker? I think that was that scene. If not a different one. I'm pretty sure that one. Where, like, literally just random characters that didn't even have names now have full names and full backstories. But the only person that doesn't is Yoda, alright? Like, so, because that was his one rule. You can't give Yoda a backstory, but everything else is fine, right? So, like, but Disney bought it and was like, none of that is canon anymore. And it's like, what? And, like, all of these other stories and animated things and comics that were spent thousands upon thousands of dollars on, none of it's canon anymore. None of it matters. It's in the
no
legends.
new content will ever be produced for any of it. Goodbye.
Yeah, and literally, like, everyone got super upset over that, which led to it being even more toxic than it already was. Because, like, we already knew there was the neckbeards in it that were just like, actually. But then everyone got, like, a fucking big stick shoved up their ass because of that, which I understand in a way. But the people that say, or that make you feel dumb for not knowing something when it comes to, like, a series or some shit, those are the worst kind of people. That is a perfect opportunity to go like, oh, I actually know a lot about that. I really enjoy it. Would you like to learn about it? Like, I got a moment, you know? That's how you're supposed to approach that, not just, actually, it's called the Deathwing Destroyer 3000. Yeah, because when you were looking at...
3001. Get it right.
Yeah, alright, calm down there. But, like, they'll just say dumb shit like that. And it's just like, okay, alright. Well, here, let me give you a spin on this then. The Jedi were the bad guys and the Sith are the good guys. And people are like, wait, what? And it's like, hey man, I've watched Naruto. I've watched, like, any shonen anime. I know that following your dreams and using love and friendship and using your emotions is what the good guys do. The bad guys are the ones that are stoic. And what are the Jedi? Stoic. Fuck them. Alright? The Sith just want to have proper control. What happened? They had proper control. Sure, it was like a galactic dictatorship, but everyone appointed him to be the dictator, and he was doing a pretty damn good job. All
Yeah,
right?
but they were
The
evil
Jedi
because
were
they
just
were
like,
British.
my butthead. All right, we're gonna get rid of him. I don't like him anymore because he's an old man. And it's just like, bro, what the hell? Like, the Jedi, they just got so butthurt because, like, they weren't in control anymore. And it's like, dude, y'all just got some old-ass ways that aren't even good, right? I mean, not like the Sith were perfect, but I mean, at least they had, like, proper control of shit. And, you know, if they were able to unite an entire galaxy to bring the resources to build the Death Star, interesting name for, the government to make. But, I mean, you know how much metal it would have taken to get that? They were able to get that type of metal from probably thousands of planets to bring in that metal. And what did the Jedi Order do? Or the Republic? Or what the bad guys are? Rebels? I don't know what the fuck they are because I'm not a neckbeard. I just gotta hang around.
So the Jedi are kind of their own thing that's separate from that government, and they just hung out.
But what are you doing, Noelle?
Kitty.
She's just chilling.
Hey.
So, but like, literally, you get, what's his name, Luke or whatever, comes flying in and blows up probably trillions of dollars worth of things, of like metal and stuff, and literally ending possibly millions of lives. Yeah, he's the good guy. All right. You know.
There's an entire fan subculture dedicated to that, by the way.
There's
I do not doubt it. I do not doubt it.
dedicated to literally everything.
Yeah, but this one's
That's
actually
true.
big.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Star Wars, of course it is.
But if you Google "The Empire did nothing wrong," you'll find a lot about that. Just like that kind of stuff.
I mean, it almost makes sense though.
My
Like, think
favorite.
about how many millions of people died, and that was all those people had a job. All right. Well, a lot of them probably didn't even know what the hell was going on. They just worked there. All right. And they all deserve to die? Nah. You just dumb. You just stupid. You didn't know what they were doing. You know, they were building an economy. They were giving people jobs. They made people's lives better. You know, maybe you don't believe so, but you're still fucking wrong. You killed millions of people, Luke. But nope. Because you were able to shoot wombats, you wanted to end everyone else's fucking life. Alright.
To be fair, they did blow up a planet with a giant sphere.
Yeah, and it probably deserved it. Alright.
Have you ever seen the Alderaan shot first thing?
No, what?
Let's see if I can find that.
Alderaan shot? How? It's a planet. Did they, like, have an asteroid come by from their gravity and just loop it? Like, hold up.
just a bunch of memes like that.
Oh my god. And they missed, though. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. The
my god.
Also, I think one of my favorite things about the old Star Wars, like back before they like before the second movie
before the
released.
Prequels? Oh, before the second
Not before the prequels, but like when A New Hope came out, but then not the other ones yet. They wanted to make like action figures of all those background characters.
Between 4 and 5 coming, okay.
Yeah. So they wanted to make action figures of all of those like characters and stuff, so they would have like no real names for them. So like the action figure boxes would just have the name from the script on the action figure box.
Red guy number 2.
So like, yeah, like this guy.
This motherfucker sending me stuff in Discord, making me click off.
Sorry. Also, here I gotta send this. I forgot we got.
What an interesting name.
Yep, it's
I'm not going to say that because my subtitles will say it wrong. But oh my god.
Oh. But where is here? I have too many Discord servers. I've joined like 90 servers.
God damn.
I'm a part of like 3.
Yeah, I've started leaving some. Like, there's someone debating leaving because I'm still like I'm not really active in those communities anymore. But like, I don't know. I feel like I should probably stay a part of them just for the, you know, having access to shit.
Yeah.
But I don't
I'm
know.
not sure where I should put this, so I'm just gonna put it
talking about?
in screenshots. I'm gonna put this here so your man Hunter can see Prune Face.
I mean, you could have just put it in the one called The Thing I Was Talking About. That would have made sense.
Oh, I forgot about that. Wait. Hang on.
Every channel has a description, dude. No.
Listen, I don't know how to read.
Bitch, I don't know how to read. What do you think I am? A prophet? You know, like.
You think I am a smart person?
You think I have brain? I have dried up toast. All right.
I have chimpanzee brain.
Man, could you imagine being the person that, like, the first person to invent toast? All right, like they took bread and they were like, cook it again.
Could you imagine being the first person that invented just cooked food? I imagine it was an accident. Like they had a fire, you know, bring it in the hall, and then they drop it and it was like, oh, well, shit, we can't waste it. Picked it up, took a nibble, and was like, oh my god! Try this.
You tried this. Well, okay, so here's my theory on it. Humans, no matter how primitive, are able to figure shit out. Even, like, we know that, like, chimpanzees... funny thing, did you know that there's a monkey that entered the Stone Age?
Yes.
Oh, which is so weird. That is
Did
so
you also
weird.
know that there's a monkey that learned how to season food with seawater?
Yeah. So, like, just let me say this out though, right? So, I think just the way that our brains work is they would realize that they got something wet, right? And they know that when they get wet, they go near fire. Because at this point, we're assuming that they've already discovered how fire works, right? Primitive humans, right? Some monkeys already know how to make fire, right? But that's only because we taught them, right? Not necessarily they learned it themselves. So, I feel as though they got themselves wet and then they realized that their food was dripping because it was meat, right? So maybe they were like, well, I'm not going to put my hand in the fire. So they put it on a stick or something to put it near the fire and they stopped it from dripping because maybe it was just one picky monkey, or I guess primitive human, right? That was just like, I don't like that it's dripping, right? So they probably was like, well, concept applies, right? Wet, when I'm wet, I go near fire, I less wet. This drip, it wet, I put near. They don't understand it's not water, but it dries it out, right? So they probably like I'm almost certain the first thing they made was like some kind of shish kebab. All right, like that's probably like skewering food is probably the first way that we started cooking, rather than like putting it on a spit and rotating it and shit. I think, or whatever. I think they literally just stack shit on a stick and put it near it, you know? And I feel like that's probably where the concept of cooking came from originally. And then once they started going like, oh, this tastes good, let's do this, teach more, right? And then we teach it to others. And, at this point, it's just instinct for a lot of people to know that fire can be made and fire can be used to cook, right? Even people that were never taught it, I'm pretty sure they probably figure it out because it's just how humans work now, right? I feel like there's that part of our brain that has like some instinctual stuff, and us being a more advanced species than everything else on the planet, debatably. I mean, obviously, I'm sure if octopuses and dolphins were able to come on land and have thumbs, they'd probably achieve more than we could. Provided they were given the right situation, they could probably evolve to a way. But whatever. So I feel like they started going like, oh, this tastes good. I'm gonna eat some berries as well because I need food. Oh, those tasted good together. What happens if we put these together and mix it? You know, I think that's just how cooking initially started. It was just we started seasoning shit like that, and then eventually evolved like, how does this taste? Okay, that tasted okay. I wonder how this would taste with this. Oh, interesting flavor. You know.
You know.
That's all cooking is now.
Well, literally, like, look at any professional cook or chef. You don't even need to be professional. Just someone that knows how to cook. They'll be like, oh, this could use a little bit of pepper in it or some shit like that. Right? It's like, I can add a little bit of cayenne because our brain just goes, this would taste good with this, right? So I think that's where initially cooking came from, was concepts like that. And they're like, oh, these blueberries tasted good. I wonder how these will taste with these strawberries, right? They eat them together. Good flavor. All right. And they just started mixing stuff together, and then eventually that's how salads were made or whatever, right, too? Like, just basic concepts, because just how we evolved, and whereas like that works with this, I think, right? It's just problem solving. Humans are great at it. Well, not all of us, but you know.
I don't
know
know how to read.
I can't read. How can I solve
Can't you
this
read,
problem
mister?
for you? Nobody wants to be back with your ex, okay? I'm not gonna help you, why? Alright? Like, solve X. No, they've got their own problems. Like,
I wonder if there were hipsters
math
in
problem
the Stone
jokes.
Age.
There was what?
Hipsters in the Stone Age.
I think that's not possible, really. Because what
Like,
would there be
you
to go
cook
back
your
to?
food.
You know what? I'm not gonna do
cook
that.
my
I'm gonna break
food
this coconut with
before
my
it was
head,
cool.
you know? I don't know, I think humans were a lot less stupid when we were more stupid. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Well, there was more available to figure out.
That's fair. Yeah.
Like, you know, back in the day, it's like, oh, how do we like seal this house but still be able to get into it? And somebody's like,
I'm gonna put my poop
great
on it.
idea. I have this great idea. We're gonna cut a panel out that we can seal the hole with. And that was really smart.
Yeah. I mean, that's just, humans are interesting in that way, though. Just how it be. But now I just feel like we dumbed down as we got like more advanced because everything else is solved by someone else. So we got rid of a lot of our problem-solving skills.
That's
Humans
one
are
of the
not a species meant to
downsides of
last, dude.
Having 7.4 billion people.
7.8 right now.
Oh damn, I was close.
Nah,
You were about 0.4 billion off, but yes.
Hey,
if you look at like
Only 400 million.
If you look at testing metrics, we're generally getting better at that kind of thing. It's just that there's nowhere to explore with it. So like you can't make it
outer space, outer space.
I don't think we should explore outer space yet.
unless you're like top.
We should.
So like everybody else that normally it would have been like, oh well, you're only in the middle, but there's plenty for you to do at your level. It's like, no, there's not that left. You got to go up.
Well, okay. So hear me out on this. Humans would be okay. This is gonna be so fucking controversial to say. There should be one ruler for the entire planet, an extreme dictatorship from the nicest person ever. Okay.
Well, that's called the philosopher king. That's an old concept.
Yeah, but if everyone actually did what they were told, all right, and I'll do it. I don't know about that, Ari. I don't know if I want you in charge of everything. But if the nicest person ever was in control of everything, they were like, you're nice, but I don't know about the nicest person ever. Okay, this person conceptually has nothing wrong with them. They don't have any form of hatred. They don't have any form of malice. They don't judge people. They just want everyone to be included and accepted, and you have to do as they say or you die. So sounds weird, but conceptually, if everyone were able to unite under one simple rule and we were able to work together on things, I don't think we would need to leave our planet yet, because we would be able to clean it, fix it, make it better, explore our oceans better, and unanimously, if everyone worked together, we could, provided that we weren't all stupid and decided to faction up, because, well, if you start factioning, then you start creating dumbasses, alright? So, because that's just how politics are, alright? Like, it's just factioning, and it's dumb. Like, it's dumb. We just work together, alright? Like, it's simple as that. I understand you can have conflicting points of view. I have conflicting points of view with a lot of people. My current view right now is conflicting with a lot of people's, alright? But if everyone were to work together, right? I don't give a fuck about your race, your gender, anything like that, right? Your orientation. Nobody gives a shit, right? If you all work together and are nice to each other, and you're just like, yeah, you want dick in your booty hole? Great for you. Or would you mind helping me with this task at hand? Right? Like, it doesn't matter, right? You're a person. And if we're all working together for the same goal, right? And not communism. It is not communism I want. Communism only works on paper, all right? I'm literally talking about dictatorship, all right? But like a kind-hearted dictatorship where if you just go against the grain, you die. But that means that your genes are inferior.
That doesn't seem
because it's a form of eugenics too, because like you're able to go against people, which is not what you want. You want everyone to work together, right? Almost hive mind, but with individual interests.
This concept is very, 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 like,
It's
I'm
very
talking like
flawed.
No, it's not. Like, I mean, you could call it flawed because it's not practical, but
Conceptually,
this concept
it would only work
came
on
about
paper.
in like 400. It came out in like 400 BC. That's like when it first started popping up.
Well, then
like-
I'm a philosopher, all right? It would only work on paper. There's no conceptual way that it would ever work. Because people
the
aren't like that.
fucking slightest amount of corruption, because it can't just be him. There'd have to be like a council.
No. The whole concept
Yeah,
is there's
And it
only
would
one
fall
person in
apart
control,
right away.
and everyone listens.
See,
And the ones
is
that don't
part
listen
of,
die.
Then how would they enforce it if there wasn't a council?
Because everyone listens to him when he tells them to kill the person that didn't listen. That's why it only works on paper. Because it would never
Yeah.
work in real life. But conceptually,
That's
it would be perfect.
That's part of Platonic philosophy, if you are familiar.
Got mention of it, but I don't know a whole lot.
It's I can't explain it because I'm not a very good philosophy student.
I mean, that's fair.
It's a very broad set of philosophies, and Plato was like a famous. You've probably heard of Plato. Plato's very famous.
Yeah. Who is that? I don't know. Only one of the most well-known philosophers in existence. You know.
No, that was his concept of the perfect king was a philosopher king that would essentially just do their best to be the smartest, most effective ruler they could be and live a simple life, and basically just everyone would do exactly what they say, and they would be the smart person of the kingdom.
Yeah, I mean, conceptually, if everyone worked together and didn't care about what each other's race or sexuality or orientation or identification was, and we all just worked together, we would be able to do so much on this damn planet. But
yeah, a lot of people, however,
we just can't.
were upset with that philosophy because it led to things like,
Mild eugenics.
World War II.
I mean, it's pretty much what it is. If you disobey, your entire genetic pool is gone. It's technically eugenics.
Because he wasn't about the eugenics. I think.
No,
he was
but I'm all
about
for that.
the-
No, I'm kidding.
Oh no!
I'm kidding.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Don't let
No,
trash
it's-
mouse in the government.
No, I would not be a good political leader in any way. I mean, I literally just said that what my ideal thing would be a dictatorship owned by the nicest person ever. All right. So, here's a concept for you. what is the nicest person ever? Because Hitler thought he was doing the right thing. Like, it's all, that's very, like,
That's what I was
skewed
talking
perspective.
about with,
Yeah, it would only work
just
with one ideal, right?
fucking the tiniest amount of corruption would completely overthrow it.
Yeah. That's why the concept would have to be with everyone's best interest. But there's nothing saying that everyone's best interest isn't removing an entire group, right? So it just doesn't
Shit,
work.
my brother's messaging me. I'm gonna go talk to him for a bit.
Tell him
Hi,
I
homie.
say hello.
Yeah, tell
Okay.
him we both say hello.
Okay, I will talk to you guys later.
He
Talk
doesn't
to you
know
later,
that I
homie.
want to die.
But yeah, so like conceptually, when you don't think about it, it makes perfect sense and it would work.
It makes perfect sense if you don't think about it too hard.
Yeah, but humans are prone to corruption because we're human. It's one of our flaws, you know. It could also be a bit dangerous if everyone all agreed to one thing. Well, see, that's the idea, though, is there really evil if everyone believes the same thing? Because anyone that doesn't listen doesn't further the populace in growth, right? So you want to remove those that are like, it's like a bad apple spoils the bunch, right? Right? Like, no, even better. When you get some bananas, all right, and you leave them, you know, just chilling for a little bit, they start to ripen, and then they, you know, get over ripened, right? They start getting all gross and they're all mushy. They actually spoil other fruit around them, right? That's why once one starts going, they all start going, because it's around the other ones. So conceptually, humans would be the same way. One bad type would make the others all bad because we would start spreading that thought process.
That is how apples work, but I'm pretty sure that people work slightly differently.
Well, not necessarily. If you break it down to one bad thing or one thing going bad, spreading what it wants to do to others creates it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very simplistic view, and people use it to
I was dumbing
justify
it
a
down.
lot.
Yeah, I was dumbing it down, obviously. I'm not going to go into,
Well, I mean, like,
every single person in this same group isn't going to think the same, and that's why we got different branches of different religions. That's why we got Christianity, but we got these two different types, you know? Like, I was just saying, like, you know.
Because, like, people use it for all sorts of stuff, where it's like, oh, there's a lot of criminals in this poor area, so poor people are bad. Like, that is a bad apple argument, and it's not a good one.
Yeah. So Ari says, yes, because you'll still have fights if you try to remove someone who doesn't listen. See, that's the concept, though. You got the one person in top, and then everyone else under them listens, all right? It's a dictatorship. That's just how those work, okay? So if someone doesn't listen, they die. And anyone that tries to revolt against that, guess who else dies? Because everyone else is going to listen. So the idea is, like, rule with fear, but control with kindness.
This kingdom was also supposed to be more of a thought exercise.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way that it would actually work. There's no way, because
It's
it
like
would
the
literally
trolley
cause
problem.
eugenics. Like, it would literally remove races of people. The ones that didn't want to go down with this whole idea would all just die because they wanted to fight. So it is a form of eugenics in a way, which is not good, right? Eugenics is not good in any way, right? That's why I jokingly said, like, yeah, I'm all for the mild eugenics, you know, because obviously I'm joking, that's fucked up, right? But conceptually, if everyone were to work together, and anyone that didn't want to work together was kind of killed off because, well, obviously they are going to hinder everyone, you know, don't have them around, they're just going to be a pain. There's no point in wasting resources on trying to get them to be a part of it, because do as you're told or goodbye, right? Which should be enough ruling for a lot of people, and in a few generations, everyone's just going to listen because it's what they've known their entire life, right? And then humans will progress farther and further ahead. Space travel would become incredibly easy. We would know the entirety of our planet because we would figure out ways to explore everything, right? We'd be able to advance incredibly quickly. That's why conceptually, whenever we see aliens invading, be like, take me to your leader, right? They assume that there's only one leader because that's what they have, right? And that's why our most common depiction of aliens is one race all coming to us, right? There's a comic I saw a very long time ago where it was some aliens looking at Earth, and they're like, oh, they've developed nuclear weapons. Do you think they're a threat? And then the other alien looks at him and goes, no, they're aiming them at themselves. That should say enough about people, right? These aliens all don't think about killing themselves, right? They don't want to kill each other based off of something as simple as, like, you know, eye shape, skin tone, sexual orientation. They don't give a fuck about that, because to them, it's all working together and moving forward, right? That's why this only works on paper, and why we only believe that an alien race would be like that, right? because it's not us. It's something we can't do as humans because humans don't get along, right? There's just something about humans that makes them stupid. The smarter we got, the dumber we became, because we started seeing things that we need to fight over for no reason. It's like before it was just survival. Now it's just for the sake of it, right? There's no reason for us to be having wars over where a border should be. We're people, we should work together, right? Who cares about borders? You know, like, just all work in unison. But then you got people that are like, well, we're doing it for the protection of us because we don't want them over here. Why do you have such a problem with them that they would have a problem with you? Like, you know, just get along.
Yes,
No,
but
again,
then
that's a
there's the
blunt way and
cultural
a dumbed
clash.
down way of saying it, but... Sorry?
It results in cultural clashes. It's
That's the concept, though.
unfortunately,
Everyone would
life
have
is-
one culture.
yeah, it's
That's the whole idea of the
Okay.
aliens, right?
what's it the whole I think most of the reasons why this stuff doesn't work is summed up by unfortunately things were complicated.
Yeah, pretty much. Unfortunately, things weren't as simple as we wanted them to be. Because, like, are we really still the same people if we get rid of all that fighting? The reasons that
Sometimes.
people fight over things is because they're trying to uphold their culture. If you remove that fighting, it means that you're giving up on protecting that part of your culture. You're kind of giving up part of your culture, and a lot of people wouldn't want to do that. That's why there's still a war in Jerusalem. That's been going on for thousands of years. Because it's a religious war, and it's just going to always happen until one of those religions dies out, of which probably won't happen for another few thousand years, if not more than that. I mean, maybe those religions will change over the years, but that doesn't
A
mean that
lot
they're
of
not
the,
still the same concept.
A lot of the wars in the Middle East right now are because they, when designing the borders for that area after World War II, they ignored local culture and how people work with each other.
Yeah.
And they were just like, nah, these ones go together now. And they were like, oh, fuck you. I'm not working with you. I
Yeah.
hate you. You guys were at war with us like 200 years ago, and we carry a grudge,
Yep.
etc.
Well, see, that's another thing. Like,
But
that's
that's just
just
how
getting even more into
humans
it, right? That's why conceptually, like, the idea doesn't work, because you would have to give up a bit of your culture to be able to do it, and people don't want to get rid of what they identify as, right? So that's why it would only ever work on paper to have that single dictatorship leadership thing, because everyone would have to follow the same religion in a way too. Like, you could say that you didn't believe in religion, but so long as you still did your job and you didn't judge others, I guess you're okay. But once you're like, well, your religion is impeding on what I like, because, well, let's put it this way. There's some religious people that want anyone that is homosexual to die, right? Which is stupid. It's like, isn't one of the things in your Bible, love thy neighbor? Also, why the fuck do you care what he puts up his butt? How does that concern you? Like, but because of simple shit like that, right? Literally as dumb as something you're doing impedes on me in no way, but I'm going to be upset about it. People just don't get along, so there'd be no way to have a bunch of different cultures all working together in such a way to have that single theoretical dictatorship control of the world kind of idea, right? Everyone would have to have the same culture, thus getting rid of a lot of people's identity, right? Or, again, it would be killing out the ones that would try to fight, of which, again, is then eugenics, and it's just like, it's a circle of not okay. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Oh man, we should stop talking about fucking religion, eugenics, and dictatorships. Oh boy.
Hey, you're the one that keeps going.
It's because I can ramble for hours about dumb shit. Oh man, gotta love how this came from Star Wars.
It is. Well, I mean, Star Wars is a story about religion, dictatorships, and eugenics.
It is! Oh man. But no, let me just have my space wizards. They're just cool. Okay. Have fun.
Gotta
Oh, boy.
have the force.
Yeah. Oh man. So Tom, you gonna do some more Alien Isolation for Halloween?
Maybe.
Oh shit.
Maybe.
Can't wait to hear you scream like a little girl again.
I have to. I don't know, because I finished it on like the top difficulty there, so now I got to figure out how
Is
to
it modded?
make it different. It wasn't modded, no.
No, is there modded?
Oh, I don't know. Let me see.
Because that might be a way to do it.
But the although I still remember that dang corner. It was just the one moment I was hiding in a corner and the alien just walked in the room and looked everywhere but that corner and left.
Oh right,
like,
yeah, I
okay.
remember that. Yeah. I
Yeah.
also remember you throwing a Molotov on yourself somehow.
Oh yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
take this,
you like
and then
threw it, and then it like
exploded.
came behind your head and like hit you, and you were like, "What happened?" That's not where my throw comes from. Behind me. It's like the person that goes bowling and they throw it behind them. Like,
yeah, like
oof.
oh no. Oh
my
let's
god.
see.
Oh my goodness.
I know there's a VR mod.
Yeah.
But my video card is not powerful enough to stream VR. Like it can play VR, but if I try to stream it at the same time, I get like 20 FPS.
That's not okay. I gotta still figure out what the hell is going on with my VR chat whenever I try and stream it. Like, if I'm playing the game, for me it's perfectly fine. For my stream, it's like fucking like a slideshow presentation. Alright? But when I tab out, the game is smooth as fuck for, well, I'm tabbed out so I can't really see it. But like, it's on my other monitor so I can see it. The game looks fine, and my stream looks fine. And it's like,
which
what the
game
hell?
is this?
VR chat.
Oh yeah,
That's why I stopped
VR chat
streaming
is VR chat's kind of made of spaghetti, so it can be
Oh,
weird.
really? Who would have thought that?
But
Who would have thought that VR chat's shitty spaghetti code would be great? Oh man.
but nah, they're like if it running smooth when you alt tab makes me think that might be like an overlay or something that's interfering with it.
See, I
Like
thought
the Steam
that, but
overlay
even
or
removing even removing all my overlays and just having it as just the game and my voiceover didn't help. So I've looked into a few things. I've even swapped it over to my main drive, like my SSD. Not that that should affect it at all, because it's more on like my CPU being overloaded, but it shouldn't because it's an i7 7700. So it's like, this shouldn't be bothered at all by VR chat and my minimal OBS shit. Like, okay, if I can stream Halo perfectly fine, alright? If I can stream, fuck, what other intensive shit have I played? Bioshock, hell, Breath of the Wild, you know, like a bunch of other things, I'm pretty sure it can handle VR chat, especially when it's just me and one other person in a room, right? But no, it can't. And it's like, okay, like, if my old computer with an AMD 6350 could handle it, with animated overlays and shit, why can my i7 7700 not? Right? So I think it has something to do with just VR chat.
Yeah, well,
because it's not overloading my CPU.
There's also the thing with like, does it lag like that when you're alone in like standard rooms?
Yeah, it's just always. If I'm ever playing the game, it lags like crazy on stream. But for me, it's perfectly butterly smooth, and I'm using a better graphics card than I was using before.
Standard, like, change all the like capture methods and stuff in the different hooks.
I've tried all of them, and it's really weird. I've tried a few things now. I haven't tried streaming it since, but I've tried optimizing a few other things on my computer to see if that might help. I fucked around with a few settings. I made sure that the Xbox game bar, I made sure that's now disabled, because apparently that it's very unlikely that that's the problem, but it's possible, right? Apparently, like, it's probably one of the last things on the list, because that's more for like hyper intensive games that would affect it. But I disabled that as well.
What's the video card you're running this on, by the by?
1050 Ti. Not amazing, but I'm not playing it in like VR mode or anything. I'm just playing it on desktop. And when the R7 370 could do it, and that's a much worse card, right? It's like, because that's like a 950, right? Like, so 1050 Ti can handle much better. So I don't know. I'll have to figure it out when I go to try and stream it next. But hell, maybe I'll do a test stream sometime just to see.
You just got to get another computer to do the capture.
Yeah, just have it all offloaded onto a second. I could do that actually. I could build a second computer and use it as a stream PC. But
it is a common tactic for professionals, but you know, it's expensive.
Well, the thing is, I'm using the NVENC encoder now too, which is even better than I was doing before, because it's literally a separate chip solely dedicated just for the stream. So, because it's on the graphics card, and it's the same, like the one that's on the 1050 Ti is the same one that's on the 3080.
Right.
Yeah, like it's the same chip for the NVENC. So, I don't know. It's just whack. Like, I just don't want to do it. So it's definitely on VR chat's end, because if everything else is fine, it's VR chat. So I've tried a few things, and I might try streaming it again. But my main thing is I don't really touch VR chat anymore, man. Like it's where a lot of my community came from, and I got nothing against it, but it's I'm gonna be honest, a lot of the people in it now suck. Like there was
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to suck.
No, it's not you. I mean, like, not to talk shit on like other streamers, obviously, because like there's a lot of my friends are VR chat streamers, right? But like there's some people in the community that well, I don't know if you heard about the person that faked having COVID-19 just to get a bunch of donations from the VR chat community.
I have not.
Oh, I'll tell you about that after stream. Yeah, long story short, pretty prominent Twitch streamer that wasn't part of the VR chat community faked that they had COVID-19, that a family member died, and a bunch of other medical expenses, needed to go to the hospital a whole bunch, and got a bunch of people to donate to them, and got like thousands of dollars, and then turns out all of that was fake.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wonder
I'll
if
tell you who it is
super
after.
fraud.
Yeah, right? They're like, oh, I need to do better, and I tried to refund everyone that I could, but some of it's archived now because it's been so long. And it's just like, then pay out of pocket, dumbass. Like, you still have it's archived, you can see how much. Right? Like,
Yep.
like you were gonna refund them anyways. So it's just like, alright. And then there's just always somebody having drama, right? Like, I don't even follow a lot of like so I love all of my streamer friends, right? Like, they're my friends, right? I don't follow all my friends on Twitch and on Twitter, right? I'll have them on Discord. I'll be in a Discord server with them. Maybe I have them on Instagram or something. A few of them I have on Facebook. But I don't see it as I need to follow all my friends. There's nothing against it. It's just sometimes y'all post content I don't want to see, right? Like, my main content is looking at things I want to interact with on my main Twitter, and my secondary Twitter is just a bunch of hentai and nude shit, right? Like, I just like looking at some titties. So it's just how it be, you know? I like, one of them is for that now, because I made a second Twitter just for that kind of shit, so I like and retweet a lot of that. My main one is just kind of people I interact with all the time. Right? And people I network with and the way I grow, and you know, it's just, I don't want to see the latest VR chat drama, right? And it comes up a lot, even though I don't follow a lot of those people anymore, right? Because I still follow some of my friends, just ones that I talk with outside of stream related shit though, right? Like people like I follow Shuggy, right? Because Shuggy is, well, she's all my alerts on here. She's all my voice lines, right?
Right.
Like, she's a good friend of mine, right? We don't talk all the fucking time, but I think that's the sign of a good friendship, is you don't need to talk every fucking day, right? Like you and me. You and I, we don't talk every day, but I still consider you a really good close friend, right? Like, you're just someone I can confide in if I ever had issues.
We do not talk every 37 minutes.
Yeah, right? Yeah, we just talk, like, whenever we're like, hey, what's up? I don't know, I'm just chilling. Oh, cool, dope. What you up to today? I don't know. I'm probably just gonna play some video games. Dope. And that's our conversation. Or, hey, you wanna hop in stream and hang out for a little?
All right.
Yeah. But no, it's like, yeah, sometimes we'll just be like, yo, you want to hop up and stream and talk about some random dumb shit? Hell yeah, let's go. Right? So, but you know, like, I got lots of friends like that. I love them, but I don't necessarily follow them on social media, right? Just because I don't need to, or I don't watch their streams. They're still my friend, right? And I'll talk to them if I see them.
Why don't you constantly stalk my Twitter? I never post to.
Yeah. Well, see, the main thing is a lot of my friends don't know how to use Twitter. And they'll just only link dump, and I'm like, oh my god, stop. Like, at least, like, okay, so after every one of my streams, like, I do like a I went live kind of post, right? But I have that automated through Touch Portal, which is my stream deck, right? And then after my stream, I delete it because I don't want that just cluttered on my Twitter, right? My Twitter is just like the shit I want to share. If I think there's a really funny thing, I'll retweet it. If I want to say a dumb thought, I'll say it, right? And like, or I'll like complain about dumb shit because, hey, I want to complain. Like, I'm gonna complain. Like, I kind of wish somebody would message me, not when they needed something, you know? Like, that's the only time people ever really message me. Hey, can you help me with this? Sure, right? That's actually why I disbanded the Trash Squad, because, well, not really disbanded, but we're not really a team anymore. It's more of just like a bunch of people that wanna, you know, if they need help, I'll talk to them and I'll help them, but like, I'm not gonna be responsible for things or be on call 24/7. I don't want to manage a team of over 50 people anymore, right? I got my own shit going on, right? Because I've been, well, for lack of a better term, I neglected my own shit for other people's stuff. Some of the people that were in the Trash Squad, I helped them get from like no viewers, right, to averaging like 3 to 4 times what I do and have a larger following than me. And I helped them do that because I was helping them more than I was helping me. So that's why I want to start focusing on my own stuff. Because, well, I didn't focus on me. I helped everyone else and it fucked me, right? So
that is fair.
yeah. So if people want help, then yeah, but I'm gonna do it at my convenience, not on any, you know, beck and call, because I'm not in charge of that no more, right? And
When
people,
applying
like,
oxygen masks, be sure to apply your own before applying others.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Well, I wasn't doing like. Funny thing is, I've always been the one to say, don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm, and that's exactly what I was doing, right? So, but it's whatever, right? Like I can't complain about my own stupidity. I can just, you know, acknowledge it and do better. So, and I did have a bunch of like resources and overlays and stuff for people if they want them, that were part of the trash squad. Well, now I've made that. If you want that shit, actually, I don't know about the overlays and stuff. Let me check that real quick. Edit channel, missions. Yeah, so you can't see like the overlays and stuff that I make. And what about the resources? Yeah, so unless you're subscribed to me, right, then you can get all the overlays and the resources and shit that I make. There are free ones that I make as well, but like there's like the ones that are like good that I actually put a lot of time and effort into, then, you know, or like a bunch of shit that I find super useful. If you're subbed to me on Twitch, then it's, you know, it's another benefit of subbing, right? It's actually a reason to sub, is you have access to the shit that I research and look into and make, right? Like, obviously, occasionally I'll just, like, make random dumb shit, and I'm like, yo, here's for everyone, right? Because there's a section on the Discord for that for everybody. But if you're a Twitch sub, then you have access to, you know, the shit that I care more about doing, right? Things that I put more effort into. Or just, you know, the stuff I spent time researching, or videos that I found super useful and helpful, right? Like, things that help me do things. I want to be able to give that to people, but I don't want to necessarily give away everything for free now, right? So now people that are in the trash squad that were in the trash squad that were using that stuff, it's like, well, no offense, if you want that kind of thing, look it up yourself, ask me politely, or I guess sub to me on Twitch. Like,
I mean,
if you got Amazon Prime, you get a free one.
Cost up as commission too.
I'm thinking of doing that. My main thing is I really want to start up a Fiverr for voiceover work, because I want to narrate stuff for people, and I just haven't gotten around to making it yet. But I am debating setting up like good overlays. Like I was talking about earlier, I want to make like a Halo ODST HUD overlay pack, right? Where it has like the alerts that come up, it'll use the alert sounds. The main issue is I don't know if I can sell that because, well, that's, you know, owned by someone, right? Like,
yeah, it's got ODST copyright stuff in it. You can't really.
Yeah, I don't know if I can sell that. I'd give it away for free, but I'd spend a lot of time making it, right? So
now, if you were to get some similar sounds that were close enough but could not be mistaken,
no, I would rip the sounds entirely. Because like you can use sounds and shit, like, and that's the main thing. Like I think 343 and Microsoft are pretty okay with streamers using their stuff, just because it's pretty much free promotion for them.
You can also do,
but I wouldn't want to sell
a fancy thing and look up the sound design company that they use and see what kind of licensing they have, because a lot of times, a lot of the sounds that are used in video games are pre-recorded from other stuff.
That's
and
true.
They just buy rights to it. So you might actually be able to buy rights to it, and then nobody can sue you.
Yeah, but I don't know. See, that's kind of like a passion project thing, though, right? Like, I wonder how long that would actually take me to make. Because like the main overlay, I would just need to load up ODS to take a screenshot, take that screenshot, throw it into Photoshop, create lines right on top of where everything else is, and then just put stuff that would fit in there, set it all up in, you know, for like stream elements or whatever, and then just have it sell it, right? Or just give it away, right? It's already pre-made. All you gotta do is just install it, and there you go, right? The alerts are just using these sounds that I made or that I grabbed, and there you go, right? But it'd just be like making the animations for when things pop up. Maybe if like you get a follow, it does like the damage indicator on the screen, right? Just kind of ideas like that. I think it'd be neat, right? It would just take some effort, but
I mean, it seems like a good plan.
yeah, but I don't know if I'd want to something like that. I don't know if I could sell, right? Like I can't sell themed things. I can make my own, like the overlay I'm using right now. That was custom made. This didn't take me long to make at all. right? But
Well, that's like that's where you do well doing like basic commission stuff, where if somebody's like, "Hey, can you make something that looks kind of like this?" and you have the experience, you can make that pretty quick. And then
or even just like,
and then you got to
import
remember
real
with
quick
that
from
kind of
another party.
thing. Yeah, because you got to remember with that kind of thing, you're charging for your skill, not for your hours.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
like I see a lot of people that work on commissioned artwork, that's like the mistake I see them make, because they're like, "Oh, I only had to work for 2 hours on this. How can I charge more than like $20?" And I'm like, because you had to practice for like 10 years before you were
Yeah.
able to do that in 2
Yeah,
hours.
like that was the issue that my ex was having, is her brother-in-law got mad at her because she's pretty much working for less than minimum wage on selling her stuff. Like, it's not worth that much though. It only took me this amount of time. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. You spent how many years getting that good? Like,
Yeah.
raise your fucking prices. And I was like, yeah, raise your fucking prices. And she was like, okay. And like, that's why, like, even if we are split up, right, she's still my friend. So because like, she's been my best friend for the past 9 years, right? So I'm just like, yo, like, I still, like, that's why the first panel down below is actually go commission her, right? Like, maybe you're lucky, like, maybe she'll have a slot open, right? But
yeah,
she does overlays, she does alert, or she makes like emotes and stuff like that. I don't know if she'll make alerts because a lot of that's animated, but like, you can, like, what I do, right, is I just have my emotes as my alerts, right? They just pop up. Eventually I'm gonna make something custom, like how this up here glitches, right, and how these down here glitch, right? Like, I might just make something like that. Like, my starting soon screen, I'm just gonna swap to that real quick. It's gonna look like
so right now all my alerts are like an animated
you
Pikachu
see on how
GIF.
Yeah, so you guys see how this is all glitching, right?
Yeah,
like, I did that myself. That's not hard to do.
Yeah,
so
it looks pretty good too.
Yeah, so I just gotta, I'll just set that up. Like, that literally took me only a few minutes to set up. Like, because once I figured out how to do it, it's like, oh shit, that's so easy, right? So if I can make custom intros and shit for people, right, like starting soon screen stuff. But then I'm looking at things, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it, because like, if I look at my stream ending, I don't really know how I feel about this, right? It's got her amazing art on the left side, but I don't know how I feel about the whole look of it, right? So it's more of just one of those things where like I have to like argue with myself on what things look good and what don't, and that's why like when I made this little promo thing, I like it, but like it's missing something. I don't know what it's missing. But
honestly, if you like printed that out on a card and handed that out, that would do pretty well, I think.
Yeah, but like I'm honestly debating using these as like little promo things when I go to conventions, because it'll have like the little QR code, and it'll also have my Twitch right there.
Yeah.
But I would swap it so it's a little bit different, because like up at the top over here, it would say like the days that I stream, and then it would say what time, rather than just 7 to 10, because this is just my going live, right? So rather than saying going live, it'd be like check me out. Yeah, right. Well, I was doing 5 days a week at one point, and like I would change like the little thing from Twitch to my streamer links, and I'd change the QR code to go into my streamer links, and I had the little blurb saying like what I do, right? And then I don't know if I do like the derp, so I might keep the derp like that. The derp is only like that for this stream, just because I didn't really like, I made this, and I'm not even kidding, like not even 2 minutes before I went live, and then I set this up, put it in a post for like all my Facebook groups that I'm in, for Twitter, all that.
How the greatest art comes from adversity.
No, I already had this pre-made, because I have a one that I plan to use for my. Actually, I can just load that one up. Browse. Like this stream promo is for the Dark Souls one. So I literally just swapped out a few things, and that's just the Dark Souls 3 one. And I'll be posting that on Saturday if all things go well, because I plan to do the Dark Souls stream on Saturday. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm planning to do for that. And it's kind of a neat idea, I think, right? But it definitely is a smart idea for a business card. So maybe one day I'll use them as business cards, but up at the
if you're
part,
I mean, like, because if you design business cards yourself like that, they're super cheap to print. So, well,
cheap is a relative term there.
Well, I mean, you can get like 500 of them for like $5.
Yeah, you're in the States. It's a little bit different here. Though my ex does have like a bunch of her own business cards, so I'd have to figure out how she did that. But that might be an idea. But it'd be more of like, I want to get back and doing cosplay stuff, right? Like I was debating for a while there, like making Like, I want to do, like, make shit Mondays, right? But I'm not going to be able to do that with the new place I'm going to be at, because I'm going to be at my parents' place. So, you know, I'm not going to really have necessarily the room or be able to put stuff up on the walls, right? Because, well, I'm going to fuck shit up, right? Like, if it's my own place, it's fine, right? So, and I was making that Hylian shield. I've still got it, like, half made over here, right? Well, I guess it's probably, like, quarter made. But, yeah, I wanted to, like, do stuff so we're working on props, and it gets me back into wanting to cosplay stuff. I'm making things, I'm getting into shit, right? And then it also doubles as I can put it in the background of my streams, right? I was gonna have that whole studio area, but now I have to move, so I can't do that. And the downside to moving is moving in with the parents. I can't go and do the adult modeling thing again, like how I was planning to do. So there's one other source of income that I can't have, right? But I can't afford next month's rent with how much I've made this month. And I won't make money until the 15th because that's when I get paid. And I don't even know if I'm gonna make the threshold of the $100 even, because just I haven't been streaming because, hey, mental health kind of goes to shit when you end up having your everything turned upside down, right? That's why, like, tonight I'm pretty upset, but you know what? I'm like, you know what? That's fine. It's all right. I'm allowed to be depressed. I'm allowed to be upset. I'm allowed to be scared about what's gonna happen. But it doesn't mean it needs to stop me from still doing what I gotta do, and, you know, putting on a smile and, you know, as, you know, fake it till you make it kind of idea. I don't want to be sad all the time, and I can still be happy talking with my friends and streaming, because streaming is something I enjoy. So I'm not gonna let my mental health stop me from doing what I enjoy. Even if it's not gonna do the best for me, it's what I'm gonna do, right? So I'm gonna stick to this, you know?
I mean, hopefully it helps out a little bit too, you know? It's because it's something you like, and I hope something that, like, doesn't stress you out too much is a nice activity to, like, just help you deal with the day-to-day, you know?
Exactly, yeah. But, like, that's the main issue I'm having, is, like, trying to fight my way through wanting to do things or not. And it's like, bro, fucking just do it. Take what you want to do out of the equation, and you're fine, right? Just do it. I got something to do, I'm gonna do it. And I can, you know, I'm still gonna bring the same energy I've been doing, right? I kind of want to shift what I'm doing a little bit, just because, well, I'm not in the right headspace to be constantly creative or smiling all the time, but, you know, I got a voice that people seem to enjoy, so I was like, all right, yo, let's do this, right? Like, I'm trying to be a little more high energy at the moment. I think it's more so just because I really gotta fucking pee, but, you know, it's whatever. I got a half hour left, I think, in this stream. Yeah, about a half hour. I don't know if I can hold it for that whole half hour. I've got 2 energy drinks in me and a glass of water, so
Keep chugging more energy drinks.
oh yeah, because that's gonna help.
It'll give you the energy to stop yourself from peeing.
I don't think that's how that works, but yeah, like, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, you know, like, whatever happens happens, but, like, I'm just gonna do what I can the best I can. So, but I'm not gonna be able to make stuff all the time because I won't have the space. I won't have you know, the resource. I'll probably have more resources to do shit. That's why I kind of want to do, like, more of, like, a IRL YouTube channel as well. That's why I swapped from doing the Minecraft channel to an IRL one. So maybe I'll just, like, set up my phone and record some shit, and I'll be like, alright, dope, let's fucking work on a truck today. This is what we're doing today, and I'll just record some shit, and then I'll piece it all together, and I'll throw it up as a video and be like, this is what I did today, right? Or just, I want to go out for a walk, I'm just gonna vlog, right? Like, whatever, you know, like, I'll just have a good time, right? I need to get out of the house more, so it'd be another reason to do it, so that's why I got that channel. Will it be active? Who knows, right? Like, I don't even got the Let's Play channel active, and that literally takes minimal editing effort. It literally would just be like, sit down, press the record button, because all my audio is already fine. It's going to record the gameplay still, because, well, I'm used to streaming, it's using the same encoding, and then all I gotta do is throw the intro and outro on it. Ta-da, right? Who even needs to put on an intro? Maybe I'll just have it fade in from black, and then it will just, like, slowly start up the thing, or I'll just be like, last time, and I'll just take, like, a funny clip from the previous episode, or previous video, I'll throw that at the beginning. I'll be like, alright, let's continue this shit, right? And then we'll just, like, goes right into it. And there's the start of the video. Ending just fades to black. And then I'll just, like, pull a cryotic, more to come. You know, like, I mean, he's gone, might as well take that spot, you know? People seem to like my voice too, and I'm just like, well, fuck it. He's gone now. I'm not gonna have the same issues he did, because, well, that's kind of fucked up, right? So,
take it over.
I mean, there's a spot open, and people enjoy my voice, and I can do a similar thing without being, you know, kind of a shitter, you know? Yeah, no thanks. I'm not into the same things he's into, let's just say that. Alright.
Yeah, alright.
Which kind of you know, it's really upsetting for me actually because, like, I really love his content and I relate to him a lot in a lot of ways. Like any of the Telltale games that he played, he made the exact same choices that I would make. I think in all of the choice-based games he ever played, because I've watched every single one of his videos, only 2 times did he make a choice I wouldn't have. So, like, I just kind of really connected with him, and I used to watch Late Night with Cry and Russ literally every week. And then all that happened, I was like, oh shit, that's kind of fucked. So I don't know, I doubt he'll ever come back to streaming on YouTube, just because, but I don't know if I would watch, you know?
I don't know what happened or who this person is.
He outed himself for being interested in, or taking advantage of and grooming young community members of his. Yeah, never anything sexual happened, it was just flirtatious. He also cheated on his girlfriend with his best friend's girlfriend. So, yeah, just not a very upstanding citizen, shall we say.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Which really sucks because he's one of my inspirations on why I started getting into content creation, and now it's been a major letdown. You know, like it hits home. You're like, damn, that's someone I looked up to, and they're fucked. You know, so it's like, damn. But nothing you can do about it, right? And it's just like, all right, well, learn from their mistakes, and don't be fucking stupid. You know, like don't be messed in the head like that. So, but I doubt he'll ever come back to content creation, and if he does, I'm very hard pressed to believe that if I would even believe him, or if I'd even watch his content or not, just because of it. Like, I might, but because I like to separate people from their work, right? But that's another thing entirely, right? So, I mean, his name is tarnished, right? So,
it's just, I don't know. It's such a different thing today because, like, if this guy was like a movie star in like the 70s, like, even if he came out and apologized,
he could have gotten away with adopting the underage person and then marrying them. Yeah, that's how it would have been.
Nah, but I'm just thinking, like, you know, even if they felt bad and they're like, I want to apologize for this, like, the people in their circle would find out about the apology, maybe a tabloid, and then, like, nobody would care. Like, it's just a completely different culture. Like,
yeah, the world's way different now.
Because, like,
see, I was having, go ahead.
Because movie stars back in the day, nobody cared about, like, their personal lives or their opinions on anything. But they were like, do the movie and go home, please.
Yeah, honestly, okay, so that really leads into the conversation I was having with someone the other day. A lot of movie stars went through like theater school and shit, where they literally teach you how to handle like fan interaction and in front of an audience, right? So they teach you what you can and can't do. But the world has shifted so much because it's not Hollywood anymore, it's YouTube. And YouTube, people like you and me are just normal people. We don't have, per se, the training, right? Because that's what theater school is, teach you all that shit, to interact with a giant fan base. And the majority of YouTubers, no matter how much it might seem like they aren't, are often social outcasts, right? And that's why we relate to them. It's why they become so popular, is because they're like us, right? Like, we're the same as them. We're just people, right? We're not some movie star that was son to a famous director and went through school and had everything made. No, it's just some other dude or girl that just grew up in a small town or, you know, in a random city, and they just started playing video games and they were entertaining and we could relate to them. And they aren't prepared to handle having such a fan base. And oftentimes being a social outcast means that you want attention. And you might seek that from whoever will give it. And if your fan base turns out to be underage people, some people, it's not even thinking that they're above the law. They just want attention and they don't care where they get it from. And then it comes back to bite them because it's fucked up. They should have known better. They made a mistake, yes. And if they admit that they made a mistake and they acknowledge what they did was wrong, that's the first step into, you know, becoming better. But you still fucked up. You still did something terrible. You still manipulated and groomed somebody, right? But it was for a selfish reason as well. Like, you just wanted attention, which is exactly what happened with like Mini Lad, Cryotic, several other creators, right? It's just they don't know how to handle that situation correctly, and it's just because they never were taught the correct thing. right? Because they didn't go through schooling to learn how to interact with people correctly in this situation. We are just normal people, and sometimes those normal people are scared, they're stressed, they're upset, they just want happiness, they just want attention from someone, and they don't really think about the whole, oh, they're underage. They just think this person's giving me attention. And then that starts going sexual because oftentimes those people aren't getting any, so their brain starts going to that kind of route because that's just what humans do. We're literally just born to reproduce and die, just like any other animal. So our brain will go to flirtatious shit, and then it ends up being fucked up because they should know better than to do that, but they do it. And, it just ruins their entire career. It changes how people perceive them. And people such as like Cryotic, who I really looked up to, lost a lot of my respect because of it, right? I mean, in a way, I can't necessarily blame them for what they did. I understand how, I'm not a big creator, and I know how stressful it can be. I couldn't imagine seeing millions of views difference between my videos, right? That's gotta do something psychologically to you, right? So, in a way, I understand it. It's not right, and I feel bad for them. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that they shouldn't be paying attention to what they're doing and recognizing what they're doing is wrong. So, and they're just normal people like you or I, but they are in a different position, and they don't know how to handle it, and they just want the attention to feel like they're doing good or something's better, and they just need help, and they don't realize what they're doing, and they just fuck up. And then they ruin everything. So, again, sometimes, you can't necessarily always blame them. Yes, they do know, they should know better, right? But you can't necessarily blame someone for being depressed and wanting attention from someone. Right? They should have been smart about who from.
Well, this is.
But you can understand
this wheels back onto a philosophical thing where it's like, well, it starts out with okay, so you take someone drunk. So someone drunk isn't in the same mindset that they would be as a normal person. So it would be difficult to say that person is the person that took the actions they took when they're drunk. So if somebody gets drunk and punches somebody in the face, they could regret it completely when they're sober and they would never do it again. But it's well, you still kind of have to hold them responsible because we can't judge
they're the
that
one
person.
Well, see, that's the thing. I think that's a little bit different.
Well, that's
just because they chose to get inebriated to that point, right? So that is still their responsibility then. But someone that was just making videos and having fun, and then eventually getting really big out of nowhere or over time, they just are like, oh, cool, that's awesome. Because everyone wants to be, a rock star or a spaceman growing up, but now it's, I want to be a YouTuber or a streamer, right? And that's something achievable.
So. That's why that's only the first part of the little exercise there, is then you take it a step further and say, okay, well, say this person had a mental illness, and they punched someone in the face. Because they were mentally ill, and then they got medicated, and now they are under control, and they would never do that. Would you treat that in a similar way?
Well, it all depends. If they chose to, is it still assuming that they got intoxicated?
No. This is they just had a mental illness. Something happened to their brain that caused them to snap and punch someone.
Well, I guess that's where the plea of insanity comes from for murder and shit too, right? So it's a similar concept. So I believe they're still responsible to a degree, but in a way that
see, that's why it gets
they're
hard.
Getting help, right? As a society, right? We base everything off of you made mistakes, not you willingly did this, right? Even if you did willingly do it, we base it off of you made a mistake, let's get you help, right? Now, obviously, that's not what jail does. We don't give them help. We just throw them in a fucking cell and we treat them like shit, and then they come out and they're worse than they were before, right? But that's because that's an entirely different conversation. That's just because prison and jail is, privately owned, and it's a business at this point, right? The more people you got in there, the more money you get from the government, so the better you're doing. So you make more money, so you want to get more people in there, so because the government starts passing more stuff, because then the government's like, oh, we're keeping these bad people off the street, and that's making more money because now we need to get this from the other government because we need money for all these people, and it's just a big fucking snowball of things, right? That's a different story entirely. But jail and prison is meant to rehabilitate people, to bring them back into society, but it's not what they do, right? Because a lot of people, they don't understand, if someone would be put in jail back in 2001, or prison, sorry, 2001, and they came out today, the world would be so much different than they were used to, and they would not have been kept up in prison. They would want to just go back because they know it, right? They weren't like rehabilitated.
Well, that's
in
the
any way.
Shawshank Redemption.
No, that's just how life is. Even my
No, like I'm saying, they cover that in that movie.
oh, okay, yeah, just conceptually, my one brother, he went to prison, or not prison, it was jail, but you know, he went to jail for a little over a year. But in that year, so much shit changed. We didn't see it as much changing, but that was when all like the touchscreen things at McDonald's came out and at Burger King and all that, right?
Right.
So that was something different. Phones changed entirely in that year because he was used to seeing like smaller smartphones, and now there's like these giant fucking ones. Everyone has like a laptop and shit now, right? Because before, like, it's not like not everyone did, but he didn't see it as much, right? He sees like electric cars everywhere now, right? Like us, we saw it just as it was going out. We're like, oh, that's kind of neat, right? But for him, it was everything at once, and he was like, what the fuck? And it was only a year that he was away. Now, just like imagine being gone for like 20-something years. When you went in, there wasn't like YouTube. There wasn't most of the internet. Like there was internet, but it was like 4chan looking shit, right? It was just like walls of text, right?
I miss the 4chan looking shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still there. It's still there. That's why I used it as an example.
Well, no,
like,
I just
it
mean
was
like
just,
all
like,
of the other
messages.
websites were like, we're gonna use Flash now, and like now we're gonna use HTML5 and shit tons of CSS, and I'm like, stop using frameworks. They're too
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah, but like, they wouldn't understand what's happening. Everyone has a cell phone now. They went in and people had home phones. Most people don't even have a home phone anymore, right? Like they see flat screens. They don't know what the fuck a flat screen is. They saw giant tube TVs before, right? Like there's just so much that's changed in 20 years that those people would want to just go back to jail because they wouldn't understand what's happening, right? People with Bluetooth, who the fuck are they talking to? They don't have a phone in front of them, right? They're just talking to someone out on the street, right? It would be a completely different world. They'd see like vapes and stuff and be like, what the fuck is that? Like the world just has changed so much that they would probably just want to go back to jail because like jail doesn't do what it's supposed to do, right? It's meant to rehabilitate people and then get them back into society as quick as possible, right? But keep them up to date with things as it happens. But they don't do that because they just want to they get the money out of them. So
yeah.
But that's again an entirely different conversation than what we were just having, right? It's the mental health thing. I still think the person would be held accountable to a degree. No. But no, like I believe if you were to have a mental illness and you were to assault someone, you should still be held accountable, but you should be given help for that, right? Because there are consequences to your actions regardless of the reasoning, right?
Yeah.
And that's just how the world is, right? Like I don't want to say that there's always a solution to your mental illness before it gets to a bad point, because sometimes shit just hits you, right? Sometimes, you know, your entire life gets flipped upside down and then you're just super depressed and then you just don't care anymore, right? That's kind of where I'm at. But I also acknowledge that if I do dumb shit, there will be consequences to my actions, right? So you need to take yourself outside of your own head to do that, right? Whether it be depression, PTSD, anything like that, you need to make sure you're putting yourself in situations that won't cause a problem, right? If you have PTSD from loud sounds, try to avoid loud sounds as much as possible. So if you know that there's an airport nearby, don't go near that. If there's construction that's going to be downtown, don't go near that, right? Because it's going to fuck you up, right? And there's different types of PTSD, but my brain thinks of shell shock before everything else because that, I don't want to be controversial about it, but I think that's like real PTSD. Other stuff, it's more of like, it is PTSD, but it's not as bad, right? Like,
well, that was see, that's the weird thing, is it's still the same thing. They just figured out that other stuff can give it to you.
Yeah.
So it was a weird. The history of the term PTSD is an odd one because it started out as like a very rough term because they didn't really know what it was. They thought it was your brain getting rattled by shells, and that's why it was called shell shock.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, well, no, it turns out you don't need to have the artillery to get shell shock, so it's like battle fatigue. So we'll call it battle fatigue.
Yeah.
And then like it just kept slowly getting more medical, and they figured out, oh, it's like this exact brain condition and all sorts of things cause it. So it's post-traumatic stress disorder now because basically any stress could cause it.
Yeah, but
so
the main problem there is what's stress to one person is simple to another, right? Like,
well, that's
to
why
me,
brains
oh no, my parents yelled at me when I was younger, right? Like, just as an example, right? But someone else getting yelled at as a kid gave them trauma. To me, I go, grow up, right? But again, this is just as an example, not actually what I believe, right? But like, to me, that would be like, just grow up, like, get the fuck over it. Like, everyone gets yelled at, right? But to them, that was something terrible, right? So it's just kind of, everyone has their own person, you have to deal with that shit. Like, I do have personal beliefs that don't necessarily align with everyone else, right? Like, I do believe, to a degree, that that is something you just need to get over, right? It might suck, right? But the older you get, it's not like life is going to revolve around you. You have to adapt to life, right? So if you have a boss that yells, you can't blame mommy and daddy from when you were a kid, right? Like, yes, it sucks, but you need to grow and adapt to it. Like, if there's a form of medication that can help, do it, right? If there's a way of exposure therapy, pretty much, then do that, right? Just don't, you can't just pussyfoot around stuff, right? You need to actually deal with your problems. And whether or not you deal with it by, like again, like, it is real. Like, people definitely do suffer from shit, just from even being yelled at, right? But like, here's an example. I don't have PTSD of fire. My dad has set me on fire twice. One time intentionally, but it was more so because he wanted to laugh, and it was both on the same day. But and I think it's funny as fuck. But other people would be terrified of fire now, or they just wouldn't trust their dad around fire, right? So you gotta, like, some people are just tougher than others, but those people that aren't tough need to learn to be tough. You know, it's this weird catch-22 on things where you gotta look at it from both perspectives, and I think that's one thing I do better than a lot of people is I have my own perspective, yes, but I can try and see stuff from other people's point of view before, I'm not gonna say attacking their point of view, right? But going against it, right? I want to get all sides of a story, right? And like, another great example is I don't like Donald Trump at all, right? I think he's a terrible fucking person. But for some people's perspective, he's done a lot of good things, right? I can't say what all he's done because, I'll be honest, I don't really care much for politics. But like, conceptually, you gotta look at things from both sides. Like, there's a reason why people think certain ways, and if you can't try and put yourself in that perspective, you won't get anywhere in any conversation, because it'll just become an argument, and neither one of you is gonna win the argument. You're both just gonna leave frustrated, right? So it's just, I don't know.
Those are deep and complex topics that would probably take longer than 10 minutes.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Man, we just chill. When are we gonna talk about cryptids? That's what I like.
I'm sorry, I don't know cryptids.
But aliens? Ghosts? I don't know.
Gotta go play Phasmophobia.
Oh god. Oh no, I can't get into that game.
Nah?
I feel like I can't get into a lot of the games that are popular right now. Like, I got into Fall Guys for a little bit. Because it's just like dumb fun, right? Like, I just turn my brain off and play it. But I don't... Among Us, I can't get into because I think, well, conceptually, a game where you argue and lie to your friends isn't fun to me, right?
Oh, I love
like, I get the concept, and I know, like, I'd be really good at it, right? And it's a social game. Well, what if I told you all games you play with other people are social games? But that's why if you play Halo, there's literally a category called social games.
In this case, they don't mean social game as in you get to hang out and talk to people. They mean social game as in the socializing is part of the mechanics.
Yeah, I know, but at the same time, I don't like a game where I have to lie to people or try and like play a facade of some kind. Like, sometimes it's all right with like okay, I don't like Among Us, I don't like Werewolf, I don't like Town of Salem. Those just aren't my kind of thing, right? I get the concept, right? I completely understand it. It's not for me. But a game such as, say, like Murder in VR chat, right? That's not really going around and lying to people. It's more of just like, no, it can't be me, right? Like, no, nope, it was those guys. And that's just like, all right, quickly kill them, right? And again, it's conceptually the exact same game, right? But it's a lot more fast-paced. And it's only going to last, at most, like 10 minutes, right? And it's not like I'm going through and putting a bunch of effort into all these other things, and there's all these extra skills and all these other things I gotta learn. It's like, nope, I run around, and then I get a gun as well, and I can kill them before they can stab me, because there's one person with a gun, right? There's the person trying to figure it out.
If it makes you feel any better about Among Us, the mechanic is super easy because you don't even need to aim.
Yeah, I know. Like I know what it is. I've seen enough people play it. I can't watch a YouTuber play it. It annoys the shit out of me. Like I will watch every single video that Game Grumps uploads unless it has Susie in it, but that's a different story. But they posted Among Us today and I was like, nope, not watching that because I just conceptually don't like the game, right? VR chat murder, we all know that no one's gonna actually play it correctly, right? Like isn't it the same as like Trouble in Terrorist Town or some shit in Gmod?
Trouble in Terrorist Town is actually closer to Among Us than to murder. Except everybody gets a gun.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's yeah. But
it's
so like that's the thing that I like about like murder in VR chat is we all know no one's gonna play it correctly, right? And that's kind of the appeal. Like I do enjoy playing it where it's like because it's role playing at that point. There's a detective, there's one murderer, and then there's all these other people that are bystanders, right?
Yeah.
So then you're role playing, right? But when you play Among Us, you know it's your friends, right? You're not role playing anything. You're just going and like I guess this argument can't be made actually because Town of Salem you're role playing, but that has more depth to it because there's all these different roles with different powers and different things you can do. I just can't get into it. It's just not for me. But murder, it's a very basic concept. It's essentially cowboys and I can't actually say that. Cops and robbers. It's pretty much like cops and robbers, but it's more fast-paced, right?
Yeah.
It's just like a kid's game that's fun, but we play it as adults because we know it's going to take a couple minutes, or we all know the murderer is just going to grab the knife and just go and just kill everybody really quick, right? It's whatever. Yeah. Like the role of being like, I'm a detective, I wonder if it's you, right? But no one's taking it serious. But I've seen enough people play Among Us that literally get fucking heated and get in huge arguments with their friends. It's like playing Monopoly. I'm not gonna do that, right? I just can't.
See, like my favorite part of that kind of game is the tension and the paranoia. Like if people get actually mad where they're like mad outside of the game, then I'm like, all right, you're not gonna be fun to play this game with. We're gonna play a different game.
Let's say people that you never want to play D&D with.
Like it's if you're mad about something in the game outside of the game, like if you're in like if it's for the round and they're like, oh fucking why'd you have to kill me, fuck you guy, like that's fine. But like if they're gonna like hold a grudge and like for the next 5 rounds try and make that other player's like, it's like no, we can't play this.
And that's what I see way too often is I won't play that kind of shit because I'd be
you need to have the right group for it because it's like, do you remember the board game Secret Hitler?
I do, yes. I never played it, but I know it. I know how to play it.
It's Among Us reminds me of that game because it's like there's no special role for the people that are on the good team. You're all just on the same team, and it kind of has a similar dynamic. And Among Us basically kind of takes that social dynamic and also jams in a mechanic where you go around and try and stealthily murder people.
Yeah, but I don't know. When you play VR chat murder, one murderer, one detective, bunch of bystanders. The whole point of the murderer is actually to blend in with everyone, and when you're doing like trying to find pages together or something, you just get one person at a time. You're like, what the fuck, right?
Yeah.
But it's more role playing. It'd be fun as a little like it's more skit related, especially with VR chat. Everyone's playing a role in that because I'll be honest with you, like maybe 2% of the people who play VR chat are like real, right? Like I don't mean like real people. Well, I don't know. Maybe everyone doesn't exist, but like they are.
Everyone on the internet's a bot except you. I'm sorry.
Exactly right. Brain in the jar theory. But a lot of the people that like play VR chat, they're not themselves. They're being a character. They're being someone else. Like, for lack of a better term, they're being what they want to be, not who they are. Right? There are very few people that are who they are. Like my buddy Vaughn, he is 100% him in VR chat. He's just a tiny little skeleton cat instead. Right? Because that's all, right? He's still him though. He's still the same person that I play video games with. He's still the same person I talk to in messages. He acts the exact same. But whereas there's some people that will like, not even necessarily people that are streaming even, right? Just some people, they put on this big facade, right? Like a big show of what they do. Like they'll change up their voice. And I can't say I haven't done that, right? That's just because it's whatever. But I'm still, like I'm not even like fully me when I play VR chat because I just go around, I'm suave, I'm flirting with girls, I'm flirting with guys, I'm making people happy, I'm just trying to make jokes all the time, right? Whereas generally I'd just be like, even though now like I'm putting on like a better me than I actually am. All streamers do that. I'm still me, I'm more energetic though. Because generally
be the showbiz though.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing about VR chat is some of those people aren't streaming and they still do it, right? Because
Yeah.
they just want
Well,
friends and then they fake it. And then
in a way,
that's why there's so much fucking drama.
in a way, that's kind of just like how the internet is. Because like,
yeah, but it's easier
when
that
you're
way for them.
Because when you're hanging out in your general day-to-day life, it's like all these people know you, they have a preconceived notion of you, but you like go and hop on VR chat, hop on a new account, nobody knows who you are or what you're like.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want. And I think that's where that
Exactly.
comes from. The problem is like some people tend to take it a wee bit too far, and that's where the problems happen.
Yeah. Well, see, the funny thing is, when I'm not streaming VR chat, because I used to stream it all the time, right? And I'm like this, I'm like, yo, let's go do shit. All right, yo. Hi there, how's it going? My name's Trash Mouse. Nice to meet you. What you up to, sunshine? Right? Like, I'll do shit like that, right? But when I'm not streaming, I'm just, more of like how my last stream was, right? Yeah, what's up, man? Like, we're just gonna hang out. We're gonna talk. I'm just gonna be real with you, right? And people don't want to be around me
Why
anymore.
isn't anyone
No,
talking
literally.
about cryptid right now?
No, literally, like, I've literally had friends, like, tell me after their stream because they wanted to come hang out with me because I was done my stream and I was just still on VR chat. And they would come over and they would start talking with me. And I would just be lower energy because I'm not going around, putting on a show for people. I'm still me, right? I'm just a more energetic me, right? Like, that's what I do. Like, watch last stream and watch this one. They're way different, right? This one, I'm like, all right, man, let's fuck around. Let's do shit. Like, oh, man, we're going to talk about stuff. I'm going to be smiling. Last time I was real. I was like, yo, like, I'm depressed. Like, I'm not having a good time. My life has been flipped upside down. I don't feel great. Like, we're gonna chill. All right, like that's what tonight is. I don't know if I can make the full 3 hours. Like this is how I normally talk, right? I'm just like, all right, yo, like I'm having a good day still, I guess, but like we're alive, right? Like we just chill.
I mean, it's good.
So like I just try to be
when you
more
talk
energetic.
like that, it's good late night radio tone.
Yeah, well, it's also like hella depressing. So
yeah.
So like I don't know, like I'm still me. I still have the same points of view. I still act the same. I'm just lower energy off stream. Right. So I literally have had people afterwards be like, I don't want to hang out with you if you're not streaming. And I was like, are you fucking serious right now? And they're like, yeah, you're just not entertaining. I'm like, cool. And then I unfriend them. But like, and they're like, oh, why aren't you my friends this anymore? I'm like, oh, I don't know. I wonder what that's about. But they know exactly what it's about because we're both streaming at that time. Right. They're just like, oh, okay. And then I'll be like, yeah, all right. Oh, shit. I'm getting a message real quick. I'll be right back. Right. And then I just will avoid that person because they know what they did. Right. And I'm not gonna cause drama in either of our streams because, well, I'm above that, right?
That's called polite.
Yeah, it's called being civil. But like, I'm not gonna deal with no bullshit. I'm not gonna cause no drama. Like, if anyone has a problem with the way I do things, that's on them. Because I'll be honest, I don't give a fuck, right? I just like having a good time, man. So let me go and find someone to raid real quick.
I always suggest people rate themselves and do another stream, but no one ever does it.
It's a little bit of extra effort. My boy Ted is online. His stream's title is More Gooch Bustin'. Still pretty new to Phasmo, because he's playing Phasmophobia. Alright, let's make sure. Oh, that's muted? Alright, dope. I'm gonna hop over in his stream, we're gonna rate him. Even though, got nobody in chat right now, because everyone fucking fell asleep.
What a bunch of nerds.
I know, right? Oh well. So let's go raid Ted. Ted Fark Ass. It's literally his name.
Huh.
Let's start raid. Yeah, he's a good dude though. I love him. Let's look at the capitalization on it, right? Oh no, he got rid of the capital A. Oh, now I'm the asshole.
Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah, show him some love. He's a good dude. Hope you guys all had a fantastic time, and I will see you when I see you next. Today is what, Monday, right?
It is Monday.
Yeah. So if all goes well, right? Because again, I am moving. Wednesday, 7 p.m. If not, Saturday. If all goes well. If not, who fucking knows? All right. Maybe I'll just stream randomly. All right. But yeah, show my boys some love, and I will see you guys when I see you next. All right. So doses, dudes.